But I think technically.
Welcome to episode 31 on the Rocks. Once you say technically and take that long, that ain't gonna be a fun story. So I'm just like, all right, let's move on already. I see a lot of ammo in here tonight. Oh boy. I see a Knicks fan that converted to a Mets fan. He done switched sports. He done left the building.
Man.
Oh boy.
Check the records. There's always been a Mets
I was
hat.
at my dad's house watching old boy hit those 5 threes. And I said, Pops,
Was it 5 or 7?
6, 7 in
well,
total.
when I left, it was
6 in a row.
5.
Yeah.
And I said, Pops, I said, the Knicks better not let him come back because I had to go to the concert. So I let Pops say right there, so I walked.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah, because Pops was right
Pops
behind
living in
me, right over the
Inglewood.
wall.
Pops got that.
Talk about the walking part.
He like the Flintstones. He like, you walk?
He trying to take it off the Knicks.
Yeah, he trying to deflect. He trying to deflect.
He trying to do it quick.
Don't let him deflect.
Because he usually don't come at me.
Yeah.
And he really trying to take it off the Knicks
from
back.
before.
He trying to deflect because he really don't come at me.
You don't come at you. What y'all got a little? Y'all got a little.
I owed him one from the last
But nah, so then I'm left and I'm walking. Yeah, I'm walking, I'm breathing.
How long is this taking? How many shots did they make on that walk? How many games elapsed?
We was strolling because I was smoking and we was drinking.
Oh, you in the zone.
Strolling. We was taking our time walking. It wasn't no rush. We missed Mustard. We got there when Kendrick was on.
Damn.
But we had
You missed Scissor too.
No, she did. They incorporate her.
They do it?
They incorporate her with Kendrick. So she goes.
Oh, yeah,
Kendrick does a couple songs and she comes. Kendrick does a couple songs and she something. They do they once together. But it's cool though. But then my dad. But then my dad hit me. Said I was about to say my nickname. Oops, I almost said what he called
that?
me. Never mind. I almost said what he
What's
called
that?
me.
Hey, what's that?
Pookie Bear?
Nah, we gotta guess his nickname.
Baby D.
Y'all would never.
Baby D.
Y'all would never guess it.
That's it.
Y'all would never guess it.
Donald Penn.
Nah, y'all would never guess it. But he said they went to overtime. I said what? I said, boss, text me, let me know the end. Text me, let me know. I didn't know they went to overtime. Once they went to overtime, I knew it was over though for y'all.
Yeah,
should've let
golly,
that.
that's wild.
So
That's wild, man. I ain't even watched the game. I can't lie to y'all. I saw the end. I saw the beginning. I saw the end, and I saw pieces of it. And I was like, this is not it.
Which means you just watch SportsCenter.
No. First of all, no one's watching SportsCenter. I can't watch SportsCenter no more. I don't know. I watch Scott Van Pelt SportsCenter. The rest of them, enjoy. I can't do it. Like I watched Inside the NBA TV, TNT afterwards. But I did see the end. And I was like, can't wait to see Blaze because I knew how this was gonna turn out. That's what you get for talking all that trash, all that New York
it's
energy.
not over.
Oh, it's over. When you steal somebody's spirit like that.
I mean, I get
At
it.
home.
And they run a full court press, and they had 5 dudes in double figures. It's rap. But hold on, we doing the intro. I don't want to talk about the Knicks yet. I want to talk about us, how we are doing, and how are we doing? What's new? We went to our Olympics this morning, so that was cool. All of our kids are in their school Olympics, so they're representing different countries. My daughter is from Finland, and my son.
No, she ain't.
No, first of all, hell no. Finishland.
Finland is turning into this grave.
Finland. She's from Finland.
Finna set it on.
No, actually, that's MJ. He Finland, and she's
Get your ass. Look.
she's
That's
Ecuador.
called too many kids.
I know I got too many kids.
Can't keep up.
I think she Ecuador. I think Ecuador. Somewhere I wanted to go and see what's
Hey, I
up.
ain't gonna lie, guys. I'm hurting, man.
Oh God, here we go.
And I did the elliptical this morning for an hour.
That's another lie. This motherfucker. First of all, you still on that walk,
That's why you're hurt.
mammal.
Nah, I swear I did. I swear I did. I keep it going, man.
So you come in here.
I've been on a good 2-week run, just taking Saturday and Sunday off so far.
First, I mean 2-week time, not run with you. But second of all,
This is my second week in a row, man.
Second of all, this is
You
how
be so
professional
mad.
he was
You
when he
be
played.
so mad I'm getting in shape, dog. You so bad. I'm about to be coming out here looking nice.
I'm supposed to say that,
Shit.
not you. What shape? Rounder,
It's swimming up, baby. I'm getting right, baby.
bigger.
Damn, baby.
Are you losing weight for real?
I am.
It's hard to tell, but I ain't saying you ain't. It's just, that's water weight you probably, liquor weight you losing right now. How much you down? Where were we at?
From when I started, shit, I don't even want to say all that, though.
I know you wasn't. Once you say that.
But
I'll tell y'all off camera.
You lost it already. So
It's
you can
two
say
numbers.
it now.
Why fat people so scared of their number? We know you big. We probably thinking bigger. If you say 400, I'll be like, oh, you okay? You act like I'm skinny, like I ain't got a little
You don't
something
want
to
to
deal
say
with.
the number, but can you say how much you lost so far?
Yeah, there you go.
I done lost over 30
That's good.
Damn, that's good
great,
stuff.
DPG.
How you do
for
it?
when I started.
How'd you do it?
We talk about that off here.
OZ.
We ain't. What do you mean? What could you have done?
I just been working out, but
Oh.
changing my diet.
Oh, that's off air? With lap surgery or something? You,
Nah, I wish they had some shit.
no, they got it now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
They got it.
Don't say they ain't got it. It's a lot of celebs you can see when they got that Beetlejuice head.
I'm
They
scared.
got it.
I'm scared to do some shit like that.
Nah, don't do it. You look a mess.
Skinny in the head.
Oh yeah, your head didn't get the surgery too.
I'm scared.
You
I
all
don't even like
different
being put,
build.
I don't like being put to sleep unless I have to. Cause I got sleep apnea and stuff. So I got like I be scared.
Oh, that's scary. Do
So I
you
don't
sleep
like-
with the what's that?
CPAP.
Definitely.
CPAP?
CPAP.
I definitely do.
You do?
Yeah, I tell the difference
So
too
you
when
really
I don't.
got it. Like,
Hold on. So before you go, you got to know when you're going to sleep. You can never just
Oh, nah, that
crash.
shit happen. It'll happen a lot.
And then what happens in those
I
nights?
wake up. Sometimes I put it on, or I just be like, "Fuck!" I just stay asleep. But you could tell the difference. How much rest you got.
Damn. Well, let me give you your flowers while you're still alive, fat boy. And and the way I'm gonna do that is give you a gift. This is for you, but it's too big for you because you lost 30 pounds. This is a triple X. You're a double X now.
Nah,
Maybe
I'm gonna stay triple.
you gonna say triple? Okay. Well, that's for you.
I might be like,
because I know
old
you
school, I
golf.
used to wear the shirts big, you know.
Yeah. Like that. I don't know. You got all the boys in the hood. Like that's every boy that's ever lived in the neighborhood.
Yeah, boys in the hood.
Boys in the area code.
That's boys in the state.
Welcome back, DP. Boys in the county.
First of all,
in the
since you don't
county.
care about my life, I want to hear how the concert was. Let's hear. You went to Kendrick, right?
Oh, hey man, hey, how you
Oh,
doing?
you stupid.
Hey,
I love you too
hey,
much.
buddy,
I'm
hey.
a dog. The more I joke you, the more I love you. That's what I'm gonna say.
Nah,
now, how was the concert for real?
Oh no, it was real good, man. I had a good time, man. I had a good time with my boy's birthday too.
Who that?
One of my best friends, Ike. So,
Okay. How old are you? 9? You got how many best friends you got? What are you in elementary school?
got a lot of best friends.
Nah, I ain't never.
One of my best friends. I just came back from Trinidad with another one, and then I went to the Bahamas with another one, and I went to Kendrick. Every time he come here, he just went
He didn't say
somewhere
with the
with
Turks
one
or
of
with
his
his
best
best
friends.
friends.
Where did he just go?
Turks.
That was the
with
same
his
one that
best
went to
friend.
church
DP's
with
a
me.
good guy.
It was the same one that went to church with me. It's his birthday.
So when
It
you're
was his
not
birthday
with
this year.
us, or you say I was just at Wiley House, one of my best friends. Do you say, am I one of your best
Nah, I'll
friends?
be like, man, I was at this nigga Wiley house. I tried to hurry up, eat my orange so he didn't say shit. Cause you know every time some food because I was like, man, I'm at this nigga Wiley house. This nigga.
I love it.
Nah, but the Kendrick concert was
Yeah,
real good, man.
it
I
was
had a good old time there. It was a good show, man. They did good. They did their thing.
What was the hypest parts, and what was like the part you were like, damn, this shit moved me, or what was even like suspect?
It was funny too when he put the little stuff up on the screen when he was doing the deposition.
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen
he was
that.
pretending like he was asking questions and stuff, and then the little way that he dropped into the not like us. But I like the way he incorporated some of his old songs. He even did some stuff from Good Kid, Mad City. You know, one of my favorite albums all time.
That
So-
song, did they play that one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
gotta play
yeah.
that.
So I
That
was-
stadium had to destroy and break,
Oh,
implode.
it was crazy, man. I mean, man, shout out to the Pump brothers, man. They got me some good seats, man. I mean, the suite was just, it was perfect. Good vibe, open
Pump
bar.
Brothers. That's love.
You
Oh, yeah,
know,
all that.
hydration.
But a
was
sweet?
just-
You like sweets?
I love sweet.
All you
You
can eat
do?
buffet.
I'm not even gonna speak on that because I don't want to
Boy,
get this nigga started.
hey, that's that.
I did
that
cheat.
sneaky hate.
I did cheat.
That throw that rock high your hand joke.
That's why I did that Litico this morning because I did cheat a little bit last night.
Dessert cart.
Nah, I ain't doing none of that though. But they had the chicken wings was.
They were fire.
Yeah, chicken
Hold
was
on, but
fire.
the sweet,
But the drinks,
Sweets
you know,
are a
the
must
drinks they
for
had.
concerts.
really?
Yeah, but the drinks, because you got the
That's
drinks,
so
you ain't got,
fire?
but you ain't got to leave
Yeah.
for the drinks. Like the open
that's
bar
true.
was there.
The service.
Hey, you know my boy, he's still a hood nigga, man. We get in there, he pull out a water bottle full of Hennessy.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
nigga,
You like it's free today?
Sneak that hen dog.
Yeah, say that for the next
I
concert.
like, it's your birthday. He said, man, I was about to be walking back and forth.
Real.
You got the water snuck in.
Now the sweet, as close as it is still too far for me. I don't like so
Well, this one
far
was.
sweets.
I mean, it was the owner suite, so it was level.
Oh, I know where you are.
Like, that's why I had to shout him out because he took care of me.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
where
was-
Spanos
I didn't
and-
know I was going in there to him. I was like, oh, I walked in. I said, oh, I had to call him. Said, oh, good looking. I thought it was regular tickets, but yeah, it's a nice suite.
Are you there for the concert? Because I'm a music dude. Like I need to be in the elements. I need to be moving, dancing. Are you there for like I want to hear the songs, but I'm here kind of like vibing?
I was
Are you
there
all in?
vibing. I was there vibing.
I get you. But you said you got to have a
But
suite
you know,
too.
I went to the Usher concert and I got a little faded, man. I started singing like I could sing.
I think everybody did that at the Usher
Yeah, I
concert.
started
It's like,
singing
how
like
can
I
you
could
not?
sing. I
Which
know I
one?
couldn't.
The Vegas roller skating
No, I went to the
one?
one Anaheim.
Into it.
No, I went to one Anaheim.
Oh, okay, I went to the one at Into It.
Yeah, and I was singing like I Like I could sing.
One you with relationship.
He did his confessions, thing. But yeah, he did his thing there. That's the one I was all.
This
that's
is
the one
my
I was
confessions. I ate all the concessions. I had some barbecue too. I'm sorry. Sorry, dog. I got
You're terrible at karaoke.
I got it.
Stupid.
I get it. All right.
All. You going?
No.
Anybody going?
I wanted to go, but I'm not gonna go.
I had that
know
sweet
your old
ticket
ass
out
ain't
of
going.
it.
If I had free tickets, I would go.
the only reason I
There's
went,
no
too.
way I would pay ticket prices for anything out there now.
That's not true.
Yeah, it's absolutely true.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
not
paying
paying-
$400 or
I'm not paying for no
$500 to see anyone on planet Earth.
It's got to be somebody
one.
like.
Well, you saw
How
Rolling
much-
Stones.
It got to be
was
somebody
free?
old
Free,
school.
yes.
How much you say? You wouldn't pay?
I wouldn't pay more than $150, $200.
Damn, that divorce fucks you up. But look,
No, I agree with you.
No.
I wouldn't do that either. It's got to be somebody that I really
you
want to
go
see.
to every Clipper game and you a damn Lakers fan. I be seeing you at more
Because
Clipper
the tickets are cheaper.
True, but they cost.
But we talking about concerts. We talking about concerts.
Okay.
I'm into sports. I mean, I'm into music, but music is more of just like listening. I don't really care to see the person performing it.
That's why you like Sweets, because you don't care about that.
I want to hear it. So I'd rather sit up and be away from all the craziness and just hear the music and see it from a distance. At a game, I want to be close to it. I want to see.
See, if I go to a concert, I need to be sitting next to somebody I don't know from the Inland Empire who's throwing elbows, and I'm like, yeah, we having fun up in here.
Depends on the concert. The type of concerts I like, it might be a little too crazy.
Well, I'm going to the Roots picnic.
Yeah, see, that's
coming
gonna
up.
be nice and calm.
That's gonna be calm.
Yeah.
Which one you talking about then? Who?
I don't know. What if it's like 21 Savage or something, or YG? It's a little more
YG.
turned up than the Roots.
I mean, yeah, Kendrick was turned up. The whole was turned up.
It was turned up?
But Kendrick got a mixed fan base.
Whoever like did the choreography and like the stage, the lights and stuff. They had all that stuff like hidden. It was hidden. But the thing I hated though when we were leaving, it took so long to get out. They need to fix how they exit. Like, cause it's kids there and stuff. Like me and my boys talking about like, if anybody start fighting right now, like the way it was just so packed trying to leave, and we waited a little bit.
Walking, or you talking about the driving part?
To get out of the stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any.
And
way
we
of
were
fixing
waiting.
that.
We
It's
were
too
waiting a
mu- it's
little
just
bit too before we
congested
left,
over there.
and it was just so congested. I was like, man, if anything happens there, it's dangerous though. But man, I had a great time though. I ain't gonna lie, I had a good time.
It was at SoFi, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah,
I
there's
saw
no way of
Kendrick
easing that up. It's too many
80,000
venues in one area.
Gotta hang out for a while
Right.
after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've escaped a few times, but every time I do it, I'm like, wow, I got out of here pretty quick. The quickest way, no lie, and this is owner suite level, so you should have had it. Cronky, Spanos, and some other people. I think it's blue. It's a blue pass where you go straight to the owner suite. They have one where they park underground and then take the elevator into their suite. Then there's another level where people like us who know them can get, and you drive into, like if you ever go to the White House or to the Pentagon, they have those barricades that come out the ground and go like this, and it'd be dogs. That one, if you get underground there, that one goes right to Manchester. So there's no like intersection. Those are the only times I've done it, but I'm only done it 2 times.
Way out of there too.
No, I said
I've only done that like once or twice.
That's why I just said I only did it twice, but I said there's a way. You think Spanos and them and Cronky like, man, come on.
I be parking at my dad's house.
Right. They getting out of there.
You a
There's
charger,
back
so
way
you
too.
done
I don't
seen
know
all
the
of
name of the street, but this is bad because at one time I was leaving.
Oh, yeah,
Actually,
PENN.
the last time I was leaving,
PENN.
and it was
That's all my neighborhood, baby, right there.
oh yeah, it was something going
Let
on.
me know next time you go out.
You a
next
blood?
time. Make sure I tell him.
You a blood?
He gonna
Run
act-
up on that blue.
He trying to act like he ain't a blood.
Run up on that blue
He a
blood.
blood.
No, I ain't no blood.
No, okay.
I ain't nothing, man. I'm a grown ass man.
Well, just some grown ass bloods too. You better careful. A couple of them watching. What's up, homie?
You know what concert you got to put on your calendar? I think it's November. There's one at Dodger Stadium. Andre 3000 is one of the headliners. Pretty
The
sure.
flute?
Pretty sure.
I just saw the flute.
Flute.
I just saw him at the Grammy Museum. No lie. If you are in tune and in touch with who you really are, you will love it. If you're on some ego, like it ain't for you. You got to be going into your deeper mental, spiritual place. I'm not lying. I went to the Grammy Museum. I love him too much, so I could go there easily if he just says, "Hey, Marcellus, you want to go there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going there." But everyone in the room went there. It's different. He does not play anything that's rehearsed. He's just flowing. It's a freestyle with a flute to just take you where he is, and y'all gonna journey together to who knows where.
Yeah, you
like
got
money
that.
grab to me.
Sound like, yeah, I check my pocket.
You got
in my pocket.
You got that. That's all you.
Sounds like some bullshit.
I'm gonna just
That's
do
all
it
you-
I want.
Oh, if Sade would have said it, y'all been over there doing it.
Sade.
Cause Sade gonna
Sade.
sing too.
Sade is Sade.
But he letting the
I'm not-
flute sing.
Man, this nigga just started the flute, man. I'm not. Go ahead. You go.
he ain't Sade.
Okay.
That
This
nigga-
I'm gonna prove
that
y'all
nigga-
wrong.
That
And y'all
nigga, that
caught
nigga
up.
4 years in on the
I'm gonna
flute
prove y'all
shit.
wrong and
You
caught
gonna
up.
see him
Have
in
you ever went on a boat? Have you ever went on a hike? Have you ever went on a walk where that's when you feel like, yo, perspective, balance, great. Like when you get back in touch with who you are, which is God, then all of a sudden, that's the best music.
Can I
but
be
y'all
honest?
want to act like 21 Savage is the one.
No,
y'all
I
act
don't
like
act like
Kendrick
that.
is the one.
I don't act like
that's
that.
the
But you
best.
gotta
No,
understand.
no, you're
Well, then go see Andre.
Hold
then.
on. When
Two different
Andre
things.
came
Right.
out, it was the #1 on Apple Tunes for like first couple days.
First couple
I went and
hours.
grabbed it immediately because I'm like, okay, we about to get bars. Man, I listened to that first song, about 8 minutes long. I'm like, when is he gonna start fucking rapping?
It was a long intro.
He got everybody because everybody thought we was getting Andre 3000 bars, so everybody was buying.
It's like
Everybody
our
was
show.
buying.
Long intro.
Now with the
coming.
second song, I'm like, is this nigga just playing me?
He
the
finessed
fucking-
you.
Why
he
you
got me.
get
He
off
got
of
me.
Pancake? Get off Crenshaw.
I'm off of that. I live it.
You ain't never listened to Kenny G album. Did you listen to Kenny?
now.
Remember Kenny G had that classic album everybody loved that was
Sure.
#1 insane.
But Kenny G is a sax player.
Right, so you know what you're getting when you
that's
when
what we
you go
doing.
see Kenny
That's what
G.
we
Oh, that's what we
what
doing.
you go
That's
there
exactly
for.
what
that's what we doing.
You didn't expect when that album dropped
He
for
ain't
it
no
to be
Kenny
rapping.
G.
You knew it was gonna be a
But
flute album.
I'm an Andre fan. I knew it was a flute
You knew it was
album.
gonna be a flute
No, I
album.
He
do.
ain't no Kenny
They
G.
announced it before.
Huh?
They announced it before.
No, they have. If you shut your ass.
Andre ain't no Kenny G.
Hold
Andre
on.
ain't
Don't
no
do
Kenny
this.
G.
I'm not trying to argue he is because Kenny G came on our show one time and no one is Kenny G. He's Kenny G. However, and you know what he does? He has these like, I don't think weekly, but he said like monthly. He invites everyone over and he just starts playing with them. And then,
Sound like a Diddy party. Wow. He invite every over.
let's say playing for them, but they're playing too. If they're, Kenny G know everybody. And Cash just be showing up and he said in this theater and he literally said, "Would you like to come?" And I was like, golly. Maybe I shouldn't have went to this party.
See where
you
Andre
had a
and
good
the
ass
flute.
time at that party.
That's why I like Andre.
You see
That's why I like Andre.
You love that flute all of a sudden. You a flautist.
I can't say the story. My point is, I got a little regret for not going, but I'm just not.
definitely shoulda went to
I should have
that.
went to like one of them. Yeah, I got a weird complex of like, if you're not my folks, I'm not going for what you are, because then it feel like I'm a groupie to you, even though you invite. It's a weird thing. It's a
I
weird
get
thing.
it.
You
He
know,
personally invited you,
he did.
so
Kenny
it's not
G?
like you just
Yeah.
showed up like a.
Oh, and you didn't go?
I didn't go. I mean, he was, when somebody's on your show and then it's over and then you're like, oh man, thank you. He's like, no, you guys were great and all this. And he's like, yeah, all the stuff I talked about. And I do
You
my.
tell them about them Diddy parties you been to?
I have been a Diddy party.
know you have.
You have too.
I know.
I've been to
We can have that. I think that conversation may be coming up this show. But what was I about to say? Oh, last thing on the Andre thing. So y'all know where he was going. I knew it was a flute album. I won't lie to you. I'm disappointed that he's not rapping as like everybody. However,
I was excited.
I am inspired and actually pleasantly surprised when you can go to where he is. Now, I get it. Most people ain't going there, and then you're sitting there like, what the hell is this? But if you can go there, it's worth it.
I think
gotta-
I think it's fair.
It's fair.
Fair, like he's scared. I think
Oh.
he went that route because I feel like the bar is set so high for him that he don't now he doesn't want to put out anything that's going to look lesser.
Wow.
So he's doing everything outside of what you would expect just to get away from it.
He got
Everything but
100,000.
the
He got at
main
least
thing.
100,000 sales from people that thought it was a rap album.
At least.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Probably
that.
more.
Okay, let me give you your props.
It's like thinking the Dana Owens album was gonna be.
Who's that?
Rap.
Queen Latifah? Shout out to the homie. We just saw her this morning. What was wrong? She didn't have a rap album?
She did an album
I
called
gotta
the
come to
Dana
y'all
Owens
school one
album.
day, man.
That album,
Hey,
it wasn't rap.
Can I go to y'all school one day,
No,
man?
it was her
Crack.
singing classics.
Oh,
Jazz
She can
classics.
sing though.
She can
she's a
sing,
real
sing.
singer.
Can I be on
Yeah.
+1 to that party next year at the school?
You want to come to our gala?
Everybody.
Let's go. Let's go. But I got to give you your props. You nailed it. Okay, so remember I was such a Outkast groupie. Like I was in How do you describe it? Because I'm before you. What year did you get drafted?
I didn't get drafted, but 06.
I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that.
Thanks for letting me
What year
relive
you
that
come?
point. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm Donald Penn, man. How you doing, man?
We ain't got there yet because you just start talking about Kendrick and long walks and flutes. But we gonna get around.
Blaze took all that Knicks stuff out on me immediately.
Yeah, he was starting to shoot.
Wait, he started talking about the Knicks. He shot at me right out the gate.
Quick.
I responded.
Okay.
He's like, it was a long
we
week.
Well, we know one thing for sure. It wasn't Eugene. Like, we know that.
That was last time I was here. You remember from the back? He sniped me from the back.
He sniped you there, and he just sniped you right now, but you'll feel it later.
I heard it.
Gene will
He the one that brought the buffet.
I just need 3 words.
He brought the buffet. He said, "What's the buffet?"
See, this. All right, I got a moment before I give you your flowers. See, this is what's wrong with our world. We done got so PC. I had a good joke, I think, but I can't use it on Eugene because it's not PC. But y'all go hear it? Y'all want to hear it?
Yeah,
okay.
hear it.
I said he
don't
kind of
care.
sniped him. You know, it closed like a ninja star or something like. But then it's like, oh, that ain't right. But then it's like, it is.
Eugene be all right.
Yeah, but if it was a black person, I would have said a ninja star too. But it wouldn't have hit the same. But he do it. Like, that was my favorite movies growing up. Them ninja movies, not karate movies, ninja movies. You know the difference?
You old.
Gene is Korean.
What you mean? I don't know what they were. I didn't know what they were. I just knew they wasn't black or white or Dominican. I started eliminating. I was like, what are they? I don't know.
You didn't know what
Bruce Leroy
Dominican
was
until you
an
got to
Asian?
New
I know
York.
Bruce Leroy.
To be fair, you didn't know what Dominican was until you moved to New York.
That day at that bodega, I was like, what is this guy? Why you know so much Spanish?
Right. Who was that girl?
And look like me.
And look way like my Uncle Benefield, which is just...
Your uncle who?
Uncle Benefield. Like,
Who named
At
him?
least 80.
who named him slavery? he was midnight motel black, like just curtains, all of them drawn, like just. He was dark. He was barbecue. But what were those dudes in the ninja movies? What ethnicity? Since you acting like it was one
Chinese.
group. Oh, they were.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Which movie?
He just said all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Why he gonna box me in like, oh, they were Chinese?
They weren't.
You don't know which ninja movie I saw.
They
Ninja.
weren't Korean ninjas.
How come? No. Why?
Because that's not
I
the
don't know. We
culture.
gotta ask
Depends
Eugene.
on who was cast.
Thank you. His son does taekwondo. My son does taekwondo. How you know they can't be in a taekwondo movie together? Rush Hour.
That's just something for y'all to get rid of the
enough.
kids on Ventura Boulevard for about 2 hours. Nigga, I know. You act like I don't know where your son goes to taekwondo.
Everybody up in there. It ain't nothing but a babysitting.
I go right around the corner to the little bistro.
And none of them can fight.
One time I walked past, when
I ain't talking to you.
MJ started, I was going to like the AT&T store or some shit like that.
Yeah.
I walked past and Marcellus sitting up against the wall asleep. I promise you.
Was I asleep? I don't know. I was asleep. If I wasn't asleep, I was up. I don't know.
We all been there.
I used to stretch.
Showing your age. Falling asleep.
True, I am the oldest in here. I was, and he was walking. He was walking to AT&T store. I got to get to this. Andre
It hurt
3000
getting up
story.
right there. Huh? That little scoop was. You talking about me getting up?
I told you I got some weight to lose too. I'm only gonna talk about people if I'm guilty as well. I'm not gonna clown you if I ain't fat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's why you talk about baby oil so much.
That boy a freak.
I used to. Don't give me on my baby oil stories. I got some too. I had a baby oil phase in college. Don't trip.
It was a time for that.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say if y'all didn't wear baby oil,
was a
y'all
time.
wasn't young and fine. Just
was a
say
time.
it. Just because I was like,
Show
what?
the muscles a little bit more.
You had muscles you didn't have. You're like, God dang, more.
Wait, are y'all serious?
Yes.
You used to baby oil? On
Yes.
Baby oil was a thing at a point
Dog.
in time.
And it smelled good.
It
Get
does
that
smell
Johnson's and Johnson, that clear, that pink.
Smell like a baby.
Dog.
Your skin burning when you get in that sun.
Yeah. Well,
Stay out
maybe.
the sun.
Sounds like you used it too.
Nah. I didn't.
How you know?
Definitely.
How you know? All right, we got to get this Andre story out. All right, so I came in the league obviously before you, so therefore we didn't have the social media obviously of today, but even of his day. So you just would do an article or interview, and you better get it all off. Don't forget the. Yeah, I know. Damn, let me just put this right here for a minute.
I mean, you on number 5 already. We ain't even like 30 minutes in the
Hey,
show.
the wife been holding back. Let me stop. Brother pinned up around.
full
Donald
moon.
pinned up. I had to go all day. Here we go. All right, let me say this. The craziest thing is, so every article I would interview whatever, I would say how much, they get off of football. And I was like, so what are you into? I was like, music, DJing. I love Outkast. It's my favorite thing. I'm going to retire, get a Winnebago, and follow them around the country. That's really I was thinking. And they were like, wow. So that story kept coming out. So sooner or later, it buzzed to the point where Outkast comes to San Diego, and the first thing they do is hit up our PR, and we connect because they were like, all right, Wiley, a big fan. And I don't think they said we're a big fan, but it was just like, all right, we're here. I was like, yes. So then we hung out. Literally, they say, we got concert tickets for you. He gets to ride on the bus with us, like beyond VIP. Like, we gonna make him an Outkast member. And we didn't even have camera crews. So if we did that now, that should be on Inside the NFL, all that stuff. But they were like, we're gonna hook you up. So I reach out, they cool, they people's cool. And they're like, well, during the day, we're going to the zoo. You wanna come to the zoo? And I was like, hell yeah. And I really wanna go to the zoo, but I wanted to hang with them longer. So I was like, I'm gonna hang with Andre and Big Boy all day and night and go to their concert. Let me tell you how this went. The zoo part is kind of boring. It was just dads with their kids at the zoo. Nobody really flocking, but everybody like, wow, wow, wow. And we didn't have camera phones, so nobody tripping on that. And nobody gonna be getting autographed. But everybody's like, that's Andre, that's Big Boy. We fast forward, I go home, go to the hotel. They like, we walking out. They got 2 buses. And this is the first time, to your point, I was like, why they got 2 buses? And he's like, Andre and Big Boy. Why they on the same bus? I was like, damn. It ain't that many people here. And it was like, Andre bus is cleaner than Big Boy's bus. Big Boy got the Hennessy, Andre got the incense, And I was like, damn. They're like, what bus you want to go on? I was conflicted. I was like, Andre, my dude. Like, that was my favorite artist. But I was like, the hen dog over there. And then I saw what came with the Hennessy. I was like, yeah, I'm going over there. So I went on his bus, and we get to the arena. All I remember is walking in, and it was a whiteboard that said 10:27, and that's what time they're supposed to be on stage. And I looked, it was 10:24, and they was like, wow, they stay right here. And then they went into the dressing room, changed, put on a jersey basically, came right back out, was like, let's go. And we walked right to the stage, and then they're like, stay right here. Curtain. And it's some amphitheater out there in San Diego, big stadium. And they're like, stay right here. DJ right there in the middle, I'm right here. And then there's like, y'all ready for some Outkast? And that's like them talking. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, this is insane. I'm behind the curtain. I can't see no people. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, throw your hands in the air and wave them like it just, and then the lights come up and the curtain open up and it's nothing but people there. And I'm right here in the cut looking like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is insane. And then they rock out. Stadium tour over. We leave on the buses. Every girl running on the buses like they do in the movies. I'm telling you this story because I'm like, this group got it. They could just, it's like clockwork, well oiled. And then I start talking to the manager. And
Blue, was it Blue?
Blue. Okay, I was going to leave his name out because I was like, I don't know if they.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Oh, okay, so I start talking to Blue. I end up hanging with Blue a couple times, and I was like, dog, why aren't they making more music? I just, see him here and there or hit him up, and I was like, what's going on? He was like, he said exactly what you said. He said, I think Dre just like so creative, and he's feeling like he got to create something else. He's like, he done maxed out this. He done maxed out normal rap. Remember the first album? He maxed out eclectic rap, the second album. He maxed out like R&B rap, the last album. And he was like, he just looking for something else, the dog. And I think that's where the flute came from. But it's sad to me because I'm like, if he make another album, I think it'd still be great because he literally probably is a top 5 MC ever. Would you go there?
I personally wouldn't, but I understand people saying that they do. I've heard other people say that too.
So what would you say?
I said he's not in
Why
my
not? Why not?
I
And
never
who's
really,
in your 5?
I never really got into him like that. Like I
Definitely not
never
in top 5,
like he
sorry.
like he's good, but he just never did it for me like that.
He's definitely not in top 5 story.
Okay.
He
Anybody
don't
else?
really make music that I want to listen
So y'all
to.
don't like the flute? Y'all don't like him as a rapper? Why are we talking about him?
No, I didn't say I don't like him as a rapper. I think he's a good rapper. I'm just not a fan of all his music.
Okay.
So.
Well, all right. Well, that's a good.
I appreciate Andre, especially with
He's smart.
Outkast. I mean,
So is Nas.
some of their parts was really big.
They were greater than the sum of their parts. That's the same. Like you and I'm good, you good, but together we're great.
Right.
And I think they were great, and then they were just They have the #1 selling rap album ever, I think. Yeah. That Speaker Box, Love Below.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, 50 outsold them.
No.
What about Eminem?
No.
More than Hammer?
That's a good look. ChatGPT is your friend.
He ain't fact checked in so long. He don't know what the hell he's
No, even if I'm wrong,
That and
it
Get Rich or
sounds
Die
better when
Trying
it's
came out at the
honest.
same time.
They did go diamond. They all those artists you named went diamond.
Diamond is 10 million.
Oh yeah. No, look that up.
I thought it was Nelly in that conversation too.
Look it up. You sound like my wife. She'd be like, baby, so what should we do? Where is it? And I'd be like, damn, Google's your friend.
That's the first thing I always do is go straight to Google.
Now, yeah, I think they went diamond, and I think they have the #1 selling rap album. But the point is, greater than the sum of their parts. Like, the best thing about Outkast, and this is why NWA was my favorite group. What's the #1 group?
You're right.
I told you.
It surpassed Eminem. The Eminem show went 12 times platinum. They went 13 times.
Oh, wow.
See? Dog,
That's two artists.
The reason I think they really
Close
did
to
it,
one.
and this is kind of like cultural, is one, they came out like everybody else, just on some old girls, weed, drinking, blah, driving around, hanging with the homies. Then they said, oh, y'all like that? Good, let's go somewhere else. Let's hit the block. Then they went from there to like, what you here for? What's your real meaning of life, existence? Then they took you from there to outer space, like to deep spiritual stuff. And those who went with them went on a journey. Those who didn't. And then in our community, don't we always talk about this civil war that's happening right now between black people and ninjas, right? I think that they were the first ones to realize within their music, let's talk to black people and ninjas. And that back and forth, I don't like them. I like them. I love them. Why you hate them? Made everybody just be a part of them. And so you either love them or love to hate them.
And what they did was smart. I'd assume it was calculated, but really it was two separate albums. It was Big Boy's album.
Facts.
So people who like his style of music, and then you had Andre's album. So, but you couldn't buy them separately.
Yeah.
You had to buy it as one.
Yep.
So they pretty much dominated both fan bases or both styles of music all under one sale.
Plus, buying it once counts for 2 sales if it's a double album.
That's right.
So
technically they didn't sell.
So
13.
they may have sold
Hold on.
6.5 million of a double album equals 13
Hold on,
million.
where's Biggie's double album? Where's Tupac? Don't be trying to shade
Tupac
us.
did a
I'm
double.
not- I'm
Biggie
not
didn't
saying
have a
that for
double
shade.
Yes,
album.
he did.
Which one?
The second one.
Life After Death.
Yeah, he only had
Life
2.
After Death was a double.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
Ready to Die.
Yeah.
I'm not
All
saying that
Eyes
for
on Me was a
shade.
double album.
That's just how it.
I'm trying to joke it out.
Yeah, All Eyes on Me was a double.
All
album.
them mega artists had their little dab kind of in their double album because they knew
50 didn't have a double album.
Yeah, he didn't have another album good. I'm gonna stop. Let me stop. No,
The first one.
but was 50 Cent another one of those best album first one?
Yeah,
There's a lot of good artists
I mean,
like
he
that.
went diamond on that first one.
I mean, it's hard to be better than your
In
first
the
one
Club
if it's
is
like
one
that.
of the best rap songs ever.
In the Club? Are you kidding me? No.
It's one of the most
Absolutely.
When you say the best, you mean in what capacity? Like
Yeah.
commercial wise,
Like at a wedding?
most popular because it's not one of the best.
Yeah, at a wedding. Like, yeah.
Impactful.
I wouldn't go there either.
Yeah, I'd say it's one of the most popular rap songs.
Come on.
if you
All
say
right,
that.
come on. Come on,
There's
Sammy
only-
Davis.
There's
You gotta
only
get-
certain songs that will get everybody up.
Yeah, but
In the
there-
Club
there's-
is one of those songs.
Well, It Takes Two is like that.
It doesn't matter
Does that-
who's in the room.
Yeah.
In the club, it could be multicultural. It could be men, women, young, old. In the Club comes on, everybody's getting up.
That is
impactful
true,
or
but
popular.
Thank you.
impactful.
Popular.
Popular.
When you say impactful, I think it's something.
No, I'm
different.
thinking something
like,
different.
Well,
Like
music
like,
impacts
it hits
you
you
in
a
how
different way.
It
Uh-oh.
does. In the club, hits
Semantic
you in that
war.
way.
Semantic war.
It is like
In the club,
I'm
hits
with you. I would call it popular. Look, I'm the DJ. Fuck that. I ain't listening to you. It's more popular than impact. Impact is going to be something that has maybe deeper messaging. That's going.
Why? No, it isn't.
Yeah, because-
that's one definition of impact.
Well, I wasn't done, but you cut me off. So here we go. Popular is it could be candy, it could be glossy, it could just be everybody heard it and everybody can connect to it. But that doesn't mean it's got impact. It just means everybody has heard it. It Takes Two is like that. Whoop There It Is like that. You trying to say that's impact? I put on Whoop There It Is. Everybody gonna know that song
No,
and
I
get
think
up.
Richie's, you're onto something. So popular can have impact because 50 Cent is a reason why, call it, let's say the Asian community, the Hispanic community, the white community started listening to guys like the Yang Yang Twins, Through the Window, that type of music has an impact on what we want to listen to. It doesn't mean it's the best.
Did Yang
but
Yang come
impact-
first?
I don't know if you
Yeah, they definitely did. Yeah, come on, UGK. Come on, UGK. What you know about
Yang
me?
It's in the same general
it
time
can
frame.
be popular can have impact, but this song wasn't about impact. It was about its popularity.
Right.
But
Which is impactful in the music world. That's impact. I
here
mean,
you go.
Tupac's "Brenda Had a Baby" is more of a
impact.
more of a impact.
That's an impact.
By
But
your
it probably didn't
definition,
cross
but it's not
cultures the way
it's
that
not one of
50
his
Cent
best songs.
It's better
That's not-
than.
we didn't say best.
Right, and it's not
50 Cent-
it's not
And
popular.
frankly, In the Club ain't one of 50 Cent best songs.
Sure, it is.
No, it's not.
Absolutely,
It's not even-
It is.
it's not
I would
even
never
close.
get in my car and play that
Man.
song because I know everywhere I go I'm gonna hear it.
Right.
So I'm not gonna play
To
it.
be honest, I don't know if that's top 5.
Thank
of his
you, it's
best
not.
songs. I was gonna say top 10,
Y'all
but I'm being
crazy
generous
as hell.
by saying
Y'all
top
crazy as
5.
hell.
Look,
21
Jabari,
You crazy as hell.
21.
21 Questions
Yes.
is a way better song.
It doesn't matter if you think it's better. It doesn't
It's more
matter if you
impactful.
think it's better. That's
But it
not
depends on your
impactful.
definition of impactful.
If you ask people which song do they like better, they probably say
If
21
you walk
Questions.
down the street,
which
in
one is more
any
popular
country,
in the club?
and you ask what's name me a 50 Cent song, everybody is going to tell
That's
you
popularity.
Right, and
I don't
that's
trust them
impact. And that's
people.
impact.
If I asked them about Ice Cube, you know
That's
what I'm gonna
impact.
say? Here we go.
So wait
This
a minute.
is Ice Cube.
Avatar is the biggest movie ever, right?
No.
Are you saying that because it's
Didn't
popular,
some
it
beat
wasn't
Didn't some just beat
impactful?
Avatar? Some just beat it.
Let's
But-
say,
but-
let's
but
say
we
it
know
is.
it was.
Let's say it is.
It
Are
was.
you saying because it's popular, it wasn't impactful?
That wasn't a-
Everything
That-
popular
that-
isn't
You're making my
impactful.
point
Well,
now.
Put it this way: if
it-
50
it-
Cent never came out with "In the Club," would he be as big as he is today?
No,
that's the
he wouldn't
impact
be as
that song.
popular.
That's
Right.
the impact that song
No,
had
that's
for his career.
popularity.
That's popularity.
No, but that song is
Why are
the
we
re-
lost on popularity and impact? Like impact,
Because you
It's a
two
good
are
conver-
just
it's a
being,
good
It's
conversation.
only
Y'all
the
being
difference between
stubborn.
mass and weight. Is a
Right.
difference. Like I understand if we could get them close, and I don't want to go that deep.
I'm like, y'all
I
had
think
this-
the best. Well, good because you're
like, y'all
sleeping
had
drunk and hungover. So stay your ass. Keep walking. So
Here's a good one. Is the most popular player in NBA or NFL the best player?
nope.
Shohei
Because
Ohtani.
Yao Ming was the most
Shohei
popular at one
Ohtani
time. Was
right
he
now.
the best player?
Popular, impactful.
Nope. Was Yao
They
Ming
go
the
hand in
most
hand.
popular?
They go
Was
hand
he
in
the
hand.
most impactful?
He's
You know
unique.
that. Ice Cube. This is my example. Ice Cube does it for me. It's easy because Ice Cube's one of my favorite artists. Ice Cube, if you walk up to him, most impactful songs. You know what you're not gonna hear, but when you ask what's most popular songs, you're gonna hear "Today Was a Good Day." "Today Was a Good Day" was a very everybody. I mean, it's not a party song, but everyone knows that song. But is that one of Ice Cube's most impactful songs? Hell no.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Because
I'm
it
done.
is. It has.
I'm done. I know what you're doing. You're jukeboxing this conversation.
Well,
and
no, I mean-
you're great. You're right.
Today was a good day. The quotes are in the lexicon of our language.
Yeah.
You know, I might just have a triple double and blah blah blah. Mama made the chicken with no breakfast with no hog and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. That's impact.
Police got behind
That's
me.
impact.
Man,
What he
popular.
say when the
I
police-
call that popular when everyone can
That's
plug. This is why. Oh, this is the difference. Popular is I can plug into it, have no connection to it, don't even know what you're talking about, but I know it. That's popular. That's what Today Is a Good Day did. Impact is when I'm telling you, here's a little something about a homie like me, and then you like, okay, I know that song,
relate to it.
and I can relate to it, and I'm into it. That's mass. Weight is.
But who you trying to get to? If you trying to get to people a little younger than me and my age, they ain't gonna know that. They gonna know what today was a good day. You feel what I'm saying?
No,
Because
I get it.
of how popular
I
it
think
is.
we are
Exactly.
agreeing. I think we're in we're on a railroad track, and we're on both.
There's an element of impact. Is also there's subjectivity to that.
Oh, yeah.
impact-
You know,
so
it's
that-
an easy way
But
of-
popularity is really not
There's an easy
subjectivity.
way of
It's
defining this.
objectivity.
Right.
Yeah.
Easy way of defining this is we all know songs from other genres because those songs were so popular, that we heard it. But I could
Which means
that
they
song
were
could come.
impactful.
No, because
No.
that same song could come on. I could know nothing of what they're talking about.
don't
That
even
song
know
doesn't impact me in any way.
Yep.
But I know what the song
But
is
that's subjective.
because I've heard it
Not
so many
impactful
times.
to you, but it could be impactful to me.
Right,
But he's
that's
talking
the
about him.
difference.
That's the
difference
subjectivity of
between impact
Yeah.
and popularity.
Well, no. I think you're narrowing the definition of impact. I think you're narrowing impact to something that means something to you in a prose form, right? That's not the only impact. Means it's touched. It's touched, and if the biggest song is going to touch the most people, and it's going to have an impact on them differently. It may bring this person into hip hop. It may remind you of a Friday night out. It might remind you of a hydration situation. That's impactful. It doesn't mean that it means the most to you.
You have a great way of defining it, and then by that definition, it further illustrates my point. That like that Katy Perry song, I think it's Katy Perry, 9 in the night, and oh, and it's like fire or something. And we are gonna find
That's
Fireworks. Yeah.
fireworks is a banger.
Which shows it has no impact on him.
Right.
But he knows the song.
That song is insane, amazing. When it comes on, I'm all in. Ask me, I don't even know what she's saying.
What you do when it
I
come
know
on?
she's saying fireworks, and I know it's something that is supposed to be something.
You
Right,
start
but
jumping.
it makes you feel something enough that you know the words and you will sing with it if you in the car by
But
yourself.
none of that is
That's
connecting.
Repetition. If
No.
you
No,
hear
that's
anything
it.
enough,
No,
you'll
no.
naturally
That
start
means
to
it
hit.
is
down.
impacting you.
No, impact to me means I got direction
you
with
don't
it.
have to. You don't have to think something is deep for it to be impactful.
No. It has to make me move, and I know why I moved. If not, it's just popular. It just hit the surface. It just hit the surface. Dog, you can make me move right now and say, "Look out!" I don't. And then if I, what'd you say?
Slow.
You know another difference?
Yeah, we whooping your ass right now.
Right.
No, you
Another-
are popular.
Another difference between impact and popularity is when you listen into your car, the songs that impact you are the ones you turn on. You can know a song just because it comes on the radio. You didn't choose to
You
play
didn't
that
choose that
song.
shit.
It's just on, so you hear it. But would you go and play that song in your own time when you're choosing to play that music?
Yeah.
No,
Depends on
that
the
means
song.
it doesn't impact you.
playing
You just
Katy
hear
Perry
it
on
because
your
It's
other
okay,
people
dog.
play
Like,
it.
look, Ice Baby, to me is impactful because I love that song for real. But it's just I know it's popular. I'm never forcing that song on somebody. If I'm doing a wedding, I know I could play it and people gonna rock to it. But I also know I'm just really I'm ice skating as they call it. I'm on the surface. I'm trying to get the Asians, the Latinos, the blacks together. Let me play all this popular stuff.
that's-
but if I want to go deeper, that's gonna be impact.
See, what you're doing is you're confirming what I just said.
What?
Impact doesn't have to be deep.
I say it
You're
does.
no,
Because
it
if I play
doesn't.
the song that matters to him, it ain't gonna matter to me, and therefore we ain't gonna be on the dance floor together. What'd you call that? I'm a DJ. I'm just telling you, we got to look at it through that lens of like, this one gets everybody, who cares how and why. And then this one does, but we know why. But damn, if I get him, he ain't coming. Like if I put, this is racist again, but I don't know, Gangnam Style. That's popular. I don't know what the hell he doing.
Impactful.
See, somebody thinks it is. K-pop. I don't know what they doing, but I know if I'm if I'm DJing his wedding, I got it. But
What
if
are you talking about? I play Hit 'Em Up at my wedding. No, I'm kidding.
now that's impact.
That's it. That is impact.
To the point where when you see viral videos, I just saw one yesterday, and I don't know what it is. It was some Indian wedding, and they were playing King Von, and I don't even know King Von's song. So I'm listening to it, and this Indian girl was word for word, including the N-word. She just had to mouth it, but she was doing it, and she was in the video killing it, and everybody all the comments said the same thing, like, who this Indian girl? She killing it. And because that song is not popular, but it had impact.
And I'm
On
glad you
her.
said that.
On
'cause
her and them.
Her.
I'm
But
glad.
that doesn't mean that that's the exclusive meaning of impact.
Okay,
That's
okay.
impact.
Well, for
I just-
us.
That's all.
As a DJ, 'cause
Yeah.
you say you're DJ, to me, what defines impact, because you kind of touched on it a little bit, is as a DJ, you know there's certain songs that can play in the club, and there's certain songs that play on the radio.
And house parties are different ones.
Right. And there's songs that you hear in the club that never play on the radio. You know what? They're not popular, but they have impact. They know that the crowd is going to react a certain way when this song comes on. There are other songs that come on in the
And
club,
In the club
just
is
because
one
they.
of those songs.
No, it's just a popular
You just
song.
said it will get everybody up. It has impact.
Right, but that song
You
will
just
never
said
play on the
that.
radio.
Yeah, but in the club you can play it on the radio
Because
and in
of
the
its
club.
popularity. The
And
most popular
impact,
song.
You just gave a definition
Right,
of impact.
but you didn't
that
listen to the whole
everybody
thing.
will
You didn't
get
listen to it.
up.
You didn't listen
You
to the
didn't
whole
listen to
thing.
it.
The popular songs are always going to play in the club because they're popular. Songs that have impact aren't always popular.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is there's a difference between impact and popularity.
He killed it. And you would never look the DJ and me, and this is if 50 Cent was here right now, I would say, look, dog, of your catalog, I've never DJ'd at a house party and thought about in the club. Because I know that's the candy for everybody. But when I want to go meat and potatoes, like B-sides as they call them,
Yep.
B-sides have greater chance of impact, if not are the impact songs. That's why everyone loves Billie Jean. That's popular. Everyone loves all those big songs. But then if you really want to get people, you start playing, let's say, not Human Nature, There's another song off of his album. That's to my point. But I could play that song, and then people were like, that hits me different. PYT is less popular than Billie Jean. You play PYT, some people we gonna know it, and then it's gonna be a couple others, and then I'm like, then it starts to get out of range for people. I think Impact has a range.
You know what a good DJ does, Marcellus?
What?
When I started DJing in 1980. No bullshit.
Cool Herc.
1980.
Fat Five Freddy.
I think
A good DJ plays the music that the people he's DJing for want to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Not what you want.
Oh, yeah.
Not something
and
to
that's why
prove, not something
popular
to prove
wins
a
in the
point.
club.
Hey, OG, how
But at the house party, you listen to it.
And a good DJ knows the type of club
You
you
was DJing
in.
with cassette
Certain
tapes?
songs hit different.
I did that. I started to do that. Rewind play like this.
Tracks.
Listen, we used to DJ with,
tracks.
sometimes we would use reel-to-reels. That's how far back it goes.
Damn.
Yeah, because sometimes there were records you couldn't get on wax.
Why, 'cause you were
But
colored?
Well, because
This is this show.
it wasn't available. So somebody would
To
take,
colors.
to take one version of it and tape it on the reel-to-reel.
Damn.
And you bring your reel-to-reel in and set it up with your setup and play something off of reel-to-reel.
You and Aretha, huh? Just in the backyard, just reeling. Well, let's keep it real. Let's get off of this because I know at home they're like, y'all both right. Shit.
I mean, that's a good
It
conversation.
was a great conversation. Yeah, that was really good.
I want to
And
hear what the comments
Sidebar,
say
Jay-
about that.
They were like, move on, motherfucker.
Jay-Z did a whole
Move on.
B-sides concert.
For Justin
Remember
in the
that.
club, popular. For you, popular and impactful. For me, popular and impactful. Popular.
No,
Marcellus, we're all
popular.
right. We're all just popular,
Yeah.
not impactful.
But it's a tiebreaker.
DP, I don't know what it is for you.
It's a
Just
tiebreaker
popular.
right
Yeah.
there.
He ain't
Both?
playing that shit. He don't play that.
wasn't
He don't
listening.
play in the club.
No, I was. I won't play it, but at the scene, at the club, if they do play it with the
Oh,
Knicks,
when
it's
they
on- it's
play it,
on
I
go.
know, I'm all in.
Because it
But when it came out, I might have played it.
impactful.
No, it doesn't. No,
Nah,
We just said we all have different
I
opinions.
never turn that song
I've
on in the
never.
car. The only time I hear that song is if I'm out somewhere.
And like right now,
And I
too,
listen to 50
That's
music
just
all the
you.
time.
That's just you.
That's what you feel about All I Do Is Win.
and it's like this though too. But listen to
like
this
all
though.
I do
that
is
song.
win, and it's like that. I'm not playing it. It comes on. Oh, I get it. But
But see, look, like I like Kendrick's album, and when I play it, I skip through the radio songs because I hear so much on the radio. Like when I'm playing the album, I skip through those. I hear it on the radio so much, so I skip through it. And I love his album, but I get tired of hearing them, so I skip through the. I just want to hear the ones that I don't hear all the time on the radio. You know, I do that.
Okay, our,
so
our,
it's
our
like
listeners
us.
want to hear sports topics as well. I know.
No, they just want to hear us. So wait, we got
You
one
don't
more
have a
song.
new point. You've
We
been
got
on the
one more
same
song
point
to
for
talk-
5 laps.
What do you mean? I've been on it.
You
You've
have.
been on it too.
You have not changed. You keep
refresh.
the E is gone
I
because
will
I'm
say
empty.
you've been wrong for about 15
You've been wrong
minutes.
for a while. I'm like, I don't think you have a fighting chance. This is your last chance. This is your lifeline.
Hey, you got Daisy Dukes on?
This shit's getting coming up, huh? First of all, what you looking at with your looking ass? He over there thigh gazing.
DK gonna throw it right in my face.
He thigh gazing. Him and Bucky. Boy, I be
Close
catching
to
Bucky sometimes. Bucky be like this.
He too close to me.
And them glasses start fogging up. I be like, dog, my leg get warm. I be like, dog, chill.
Hey, Buggy can't defend
Clip
himself.
that. Please, you gotta clip that.
Buggy can't defend himself.
Well, you can. Look at that. I felt it too. I was self-conscious. I kept doing this, but these are some small shorts. I got pickleball later, man. I gotta move. I gotta move. All right, we gotta let you go.
We're
Come
gonna,
on.
be
that's
done.
it,
We're
that's
gonna be
it.
done on
What was your
time
point?
today.
The Donald
Like us.
We're gonna
like us?
Is like us impactful
that's
or is it
impactful.
popular?
That's both.
That's both.
That's both.
Okay, so
but
they can be both.
No,
is that what you're
there
saying?
are some songs that
No,
are
I think
both.
everyone here agrees. It can be
Everyone-
both. It can be both.
We
No one
said
has-
it can be
moving
both.
on. I thought we were moving on.
Yeah.
You know how to let shit go,
Let's do
DP.
it. All right, let's really move on.
It's a
All right.
battle to the death.
We got to move on to something that you can't be both, right? You can't be winning most of the game and end up being what your Knicks did, which is finish the game. Y'all couldn't do both. You end up losing the game. You had a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. Wow. I should
I
just.
think it's like 7 minutes left.
I'm not passing the mic. I'm gonna stop talking. Explain what the hell happened to?
We can do this.
Yeah. We all could just put the mics down, dog.
I'll take all of that. You know, I beat my chest. That was crazy. I beat my chest for the Knicks. I thought they had it yesterday, but I will say
Hey, dog, you got marbles in your
the
mouth.
only team that ever makes me nervous when they play the Knicks is the Pacers.
Why?
And historically,
Wow.
it just seems like the Pacers have always had the Knicks number.
They figured
like,
the Knicks out.
from early '90s till now. That just always hit. They beat them last year too. Remember, the Pacers got them.
That part.
I don't know. That was just an epic meltdown. I think.
Nah, you can't say I don't know, son. We come to you because we need to know.
I know
why,
specifically what the
why
problem
and
is.
how did you feel? How did this
need to know
happen?
the impact.
Yes,
I felt-
the impact.
I felt terrible. I was
Y'all
mad.
choked at home.
Golly. And game one.
I was mad. I saw that because I'm like, man, y'all are up by 17. I got my parents in town. Big New York Knicks
they
fans.
heard-
Shout out.
Oh, they
So
heard
we
you
was
cussing.
all watching the
They
game
heard you
together.
cussing, huh?
I mean, me, them.
I met his mom this morning. She a Knicks fan for real.
Yeah.
I said, what I say? I said, oh, you
said-
disappointed? And she said, no, I'm mad.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
God dang.
My parents are Knicks fans.
Oh,
to
that's
the
dope.
Core. They're New York to the core. Like,
Oh, so it was rough last night. at the
yeah, they
house.
go hard anything New York.
It must have been rough. He stopped answering our texts soon as they went.
He went radio.
My battery
silent like a
died.
bug,
It
man.
did.
And then
As
my
soon-
phone died.
As soon as my charger came,
He said that like we were his side piece. I didn't go. Oh, I didn't see your message. Your phone died.
Yeah.
hey, as soon
all, you
as
got two
as soon-
phones.
Right, but our group chat is on one. I don't got the group chat on the other one, so there's no way for me to jump
Hey,
in
you can
there.
tell he ain't never got caught up. That was a good response.
Yeah. you got to
So
know.
what happened, dog? What happened and how'd you feel through this for real time?
OG played terrible. And
He had 17. Don't do that.
No.
That ain't terrible.
Can't go by the box score.
I know,
If
I
you
know.
I watched that game from beginning to end. He looked scared. Every time he got the ball, he was fumbling with it. He was turning it over. Whoever he was guarding was pretty much scoring easily. He had like 1 or 2 stops, but he just looked completely disconnected. And at one point, he had just gotten the game, and he made 2 terrible mistakes back to back, and Tibbs pulled him right out. And I knew
That was our the Clippers in this game 7. The same thing happened with Chris Dunn when he finally got in the game. You was like, you just see
You're not
that this
ready.
moment.
The moment's too big.
They
for
thinking
you.
about it or something is too big for him, huh?
Like this one play, I forget exactly what happened right before. I think he turned it, or he got the ball, he fumbled it, turned it over. I think it was the next play. It was a fast break, wide open. He goes up and just almost airballs the layup. Like when I saw that, I was like, oh, he's fried. Like he's not here. And Tibbs pulled him out right after that.
But
and
you
then
guys,
sat him down.
This is my question. 17 up, which is tough for anybody to overcome because, one, you got to catch up to them with the expectation that you're going to play so well that they don't really keep scoring. This is 2. And then you're on the road and the energy of Madison Square Garden, whether it's number 1 or it's tied for first, it's top dog, right? How do you overcome all of that without you feeling as a Knicks fan that this team is just better than us? Because if they are able to overcome all of that in the first game, that is a tone setter, like in football, going down on kickoff, knocking somebody out, say now what you want.
And y'all got complacent too. Like towards the end when they made the
that's what
comeback,
it
y'all were trying to hold the ball. Man, y'all weren't getting aggressive, still trying to go get some points. You know, they were
Josh
making
Hart
that
said
comeback and stuff.
He,
Go
said,
ahead, go ahead.
he said they were playing not to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
Prevent.
And they also played the Pacers game instead of letting them adapt to your style of play. You was letting them rush you, letting them do things that is not like out of your norm. And like again, it goes back to OG. Even giving up that lead at the end of the game, they put him on the line. They were up by 1.
Yeah.
He had 2 free throws. If he makes the 2 free throws, game's over.
Wraps.
Because even if Halliburton makes that same shot, it only been 2.
Yeah.
Game would have been over. He got up there, missed the first one, and you know when you miss it at that moment, and he already looked like he was mentally not there.
Yeah.
It's like that momentum swings even more because like, oh, we got him, and
It
they
wasn't just OG though. Brunson was not him either. Fourth quarter
he
Brunson
dropped
was
40.
40 he dropped 40.
Yeah, I mean he can only do but so much.
15 or 25.
He wasn't really getting help from other people that should have stepped up.
But
If the man give you 43, you can't ask much more.
But he also changed the
I
way
thought you can't look at the box score. Can't look at the box score.
he
Well,
had
no, I'm saying the other people.
He had 4 fouls with 9 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah.
And if you all recall, I said, but he might foul out this game. So he kind of, his level
He had to
pulled
take it down
down
a notch.
after
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
And that's when the comeback started.
But when
They knew that they could go at him, and he couldn't stop him.
They did.
And he couldn't go full
did
steam.
go at him.
They
on
did
the-
go at him a little bit,
Yeah.
but when they pulled him out the game, the Knicks went on a run, and that's when their lead ballooned to like, I think it was like 14 or 15. Then they brought him back up and went up to 17. And then they just took their foot off the gas. Because I think they looked at it like 14.
They thought it was over.
Like, we all looked at it like that if you watch that
Carl
game.
Anthony Towns is
Yeah,
screaming.
they was up 16, 17 points with 7 minutes. I'm like, oh, this game's over. But for some reason, I just kept watching it. But
They
thought it was over.
The Pacers did to them what the Knicks did to the Celtics.
Yep.
Which is
They just kept playing.
Kept playing.
They kept playing to the final whistle. And the Knicks did not.
what a tale about human nature, and sports tells us more about life than anything else I think we have that we all connected to. Impact, that's popular. Church was there for most people. It's starting to erode, so people are not getting the same lessons, and plus we're not watching the same stuff and hearing the same stuff. But sports, you can't lie to yourself in sports, and this is what's so crazy. Because I think a lot of things gets misinterpreted about sports, like underdog and what that dynamic is. Not a single athlete ever wanted to be an underdog. So anytime somebody embraces that, just know that this person has learned to deal with their issues and failures because they don't want to be they want to wake up big dog. When you see somebody who can't finish the Knicks and they took their foot off the gas, we say in our sport, if you play prevent, you prevent yourself from winning. Because once you stop dog hunting, like I don't need to stretch, I just got to run off this porch and eat. But when you start getting into, well, how far is it? How much longer? All these kind of mental dynamics that come into play in life and they creep into athletics, you forget how jungleistic this shit is. It's like, that's another animal, a mammal trying to take yours. And whenever you be like, I'm good, I got it, they're going to be like, yep, and we going to come get it all. And I look at the Knicks, the parts of the game that I caught in the fourth quarter, it just looks like once that happens, once Uncle Mo says, I'll be back, I'm going over there, and Uncle Mo is over there chilling, looking at you, and you're like, I'll let him go over there. He ain't coming back fast, and he ain't coming back easy. And I hate to say it, but by that dynamic, y'all done. Y'all can still win the series. But a team that has 5 guys that score in double figures, that plays that type of defense with that amount of depth, that went on the road and was down 17 and overcame that dog in him and them, y'all ain't gonna get that.
You can't tell
I
them
will
nothing.
say this too, though. That
And y'all have 43 and 35? Your top 2 dogs had 78?
the problem is they did all of that and didn't get much from anybody else. And also, it's a rare occurrence. A guy hit 6 threes in a row in 1 quarter. Chance of that happening like that again is probably not going to happen.
So he can spread it around. He'll get 3 and somebody else get 3.
Possibly, or sometimes that momentum you just get hot.
Yeah.
And the guy, and to me, if I see somebody hit 2, 3 threes in a row, we got to change something. I'm not going to wait for you to get to 6.
We had this conversation before. You're not changing shit because you believe so much into what got you here. What gets you
That's
there
bad
gets
coaching.
you there. No, that's the best coaching. What got you here will get you there is the quote. And if you change every time somebody stops you or goes hot, you'll never be who you are. You won't have identity. You got to just stick to the script.
No, because in every game there's moments where something happens that you didn't plan for.
You're right.
So in those moments when those rare things happen, a good coach says, all right, we got to get off this plan for this moment and adjust to what's happening right now. Then we get back to that.
How about the adjustment of this is our plan A, and then this is allowing him to hit all these threes? Well, we don't want to focus on him because then that's going to let us get into a plan B, which is their top dogs is going to go crazy. Halliburton had 31.
You got to do that.
But
in basketball, when somebody got the hot hand,
it
don't matter who it is. It could be the star or the bench player. When that boy got the hot hand, you get the ball out their hand.
You know what?
That's why there's a term called heat check. Because when somebody is hot,
No,
it's like they just throwing everything.
You know what?
Up
I used to let
in.
you go on this, and then too many people told me in the comments you be lying. So now I'm about to check
I
your
never
ass.
lie. That's one thing I don't.
No, but here we go. And I've seen this. I remember the one time I went into the Lakers locker room, like before the game. Everybody goes after the game. Man, damn right. Shoot, I live. And I'm really flexing. It was Kobe and Dwight year, and
Dwight invited you.
no, I was just hanging with him all night. What y'all doing that? First of all, I'm a huge Dwight Howard fan. In part because people clown him. In part because people clown him.
Give him a pause.
And he used to date my ex, my homegirl.
What's his name?
Y'all not gonna do that to Dwight Howard. Not around here.
She okay?
Man, leave her alone. I like Dwight Howard. Dog, we're getting on our Dwight Howard love.
Everybody like Dwight. Man.
Yeah, I like Dwight Howard. But I
much
remember
you like him,
he
huh?
was eating McDonald's. This is all I got from this pregame because I've never been in an NBA locker room before the game. I was like, all right, Dwight Howard is eating McDonald's right now. This is kind of weird. I'm like, he about to go play off the Mickey D's. And you know how he looked. And then I'm like, damn, this motherfucker. He from another planet. If he could eat Mickey D's and pull this off. 2, I saw their pregame adjustment and the board. All they had were the other team's players and percentage. And the percentage, so they would have, let's say from last night, it'd be Halliburton. And they would have where he shoots the worst. And they said, get him here. This is our sweet spot, his sour spot. Get him here, right? So everything, their defensive coverages, all that, they were explaining this. And I was like, I get it. And so they were trying to get him to a sour spot. What would happen is if in your coaching, all of a sudden that's working. We got Halliburton in check. We gave him 31. Okay, that's good for Halliburton. And then somebody else is going higher and higher. If we take off of him to go there, he gonna do what he can do, which is way more than what he is and what he's doing. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong, and I know you are right, but I've seen it go the other way as well, where they're like, nah, we got this set up where we keeping the big dogs down.
Here's something very simple in basketball. And you learn this at an early age in organized basketball. Some kids adapt to it easily, and some just never mentally get it. If you're playing against a ball handler, when you get that pick and roll, you go under the screen. If you're playing against a shooter who can pull, you go over. Every time this guy was he hit 3 in a row, they were still going under the screen. As a coach, you got to yell at your player and say, hey, stop going under. Yeah. He's pulling it from everywhere. Discipline. Go over the screen and tighten up that space. Yeah. So if he shoots it, at least make it a difficult shot. Yeah, he was getting a wide open. Like there's at least 2 to 3 feet of space on every one of those threes.
Great point.
He even said at the end of the game, he's like, I couldn't believe they was giving me that much space to shoot the ball.
Yeah, they didn't believe they lying eyes. And sometimes you're like that. Like you just don't adjust because you're like, he don't go off like this normally. The first shot, you're like, all right, whatever. He's in the NBA. Second one, he gets paid too. Third one, damn, he might be hot, coach.
Yeah,
what you think?
Yeah, third one's like, he's hot.
He hot. Fourth one, you're like, this dude. Fifth one, you're like, shit.
Yeah, sixth one is too late. It's like, you done gave up 3 too many already. It's over now.
Doesn't he have that playoff track record of turning it up in the playoffs, even last year?
I mean, he's a good shooter. He's always been, I mean, he don't do that, dropping 20 in a quarter. But again, it's like a lack of awareness, whether it's them taking their foot off the gas and coaching. Like, whoever he's shooting on, all right, switch the defender because they had Bridges on Halliburton. All right, well, switch it.
Yeah, and then Halliburton start cooking. Now
you got to take your chance because what you're doing is not working. But you got to do something.
You ever seen a leaky water hose? They say once you patch up one, another one pops up. And then you know your green water hose ain't nothing but gray tape. Who ain't been in the hood with that?
People drinking out of all ends.
I love it. Dog, I love it when I've been on both sides of it's leaking. Like, and I didn't love it on the side when I'm like, yo.
DP is over
hey,
there
I gotta stop watching this Diddy trial AI. The AI Diddy trial is the best thing ever.
To see if he might cut. I was like,
DP is over there mouthing to me. Throw the flag.
Slowly. Cassie's talking about slowly. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
But you know what? Also, I got to give a lot of credit to the Pacer players because what I saw was really impressive and impactful. They understood time and situation. There were times where they passed up threes to get twos, which this league doesn't typically do anymore. There was a fast break, and it was like a 3-on-1 or 3-on-2, and the guy had a wide open top of the key three. Dude cut to the basket. He took the surefire dunk. They got baskets when they needed baskets.
And the Knicks did the exact opposite.
And the Knicks did the exact opposite.
I saw them pass up on wide open twos and kick it out for threes.
And time and situation means everything. Forget the analytics. When you got to get a basket, you got to get a basket. And the Pacers got those baskets at those crucial times.
Yeah, they threw it to that former Knick dude. That was the play you probably talking about.
Obi Toppin.
Yeah, Obi Toppin, yeah. He could jump.
God, he jumps out the building.
And then the dude that threw it to him, Like the little light skinned one with his hair never messed
Nembhard?
up. Like,
Is that
Yeah,
Nembhard?
Neymar, yeah.
Nembhard.
What is he? Is he from
I don't know,
America?
but them boys- he's
I've never seen a dude his hair is never messed up. I'm like,
Well, you know they get it fresh before every game.
Nah. He got them toothbrush finger waves. Like his thing's so tight and wavy,
good hair.
Tiffany Cambridge style. Like you like, motherfucker got some
That
dash.
fresh before the game.
I mean, but you just been playing basketball. Ain't not one hair came out this. All right, I digress. We got to move on to the other game because we got some real topics we got to get into. OKC. Ooh, what a Minnesota. Yeah, damn, it's been a bad week for you.
It ain't-
OKC win.
It ain't over.
What they say? What's that song? Stomp. Stomp. AntMan got hurt. Oh man, it's all bad. Tell me what
Too
happened.
many threes.
Too many threes.
Too many threes, and Ant-Man not knowing how to make his team better.
I knew OKC was gonna win the first game. They at home.
You didn't say that on the show, though.
No, I didn't say who. I didn't say who was gonna win the first game. I just said Minnesota was gonna win the series.
Okay.
I had a feeling, just like I had a feeling, the Pacers could win because of just how they play, like in the Garden. But I wasn't shocked that Minnesota lost the first game. OKC with that arena and that fan base.
Loudest arena, most energy in the NBA. Yeah, it's a lot.
That's not true.
It's a lot.
But,
It's
still
a lot.
a Garden.
Hey, dog, I ain't gonna lie. Sitting here, just like in the NFL, everyone says that the loudest arena is stadium is Seattle. I disagree. I think it's Kansas City. But when you watch the game at OKC, you'd be like, God dang, was it like this with Durant and Westbrook? Or I mean,
I think it was.
it probably was because God, it's another level. Like you got to turn your volume down. So they be like, damn, they are rocking
that shit
in
is
there.
loud.
It's loud. Like I think they have a greater appreciation because they got the team. Then they had Durant, Westbrook,
and they don't got nothing else.
and then it went dark. And then they got SGA and them boys. I think they like, yo, we ain't got nothing else, and this could be taken away. Let's eat right now. So, what do you think? What did you see in the game?
I think it's just going to be total domination. I don't think Minnesota can keep up, and I think OKC plays enough team ball that they know if they cut off the head of the snake with Anthony Edwards, keep him anywhere near decent numbers, they're going to win those games. That Minnesota doesn't have a lot of firepower to me, and I've never thought I don't trust Minnesota, and I never have. I don't think their leader is seasoned enough. I don't think he makes his team better enough. I think he has flashes of brilliance, but let's stop all this Michael Jordan talk. Let's stop all of that because he ain't that. He's a good player. He's a young player. He is not Michael Jordan.
At 23,
Look at him at 23 and
yeah,
Jordan at
he might be
23.
Michael Jordan at 23.
Man.
I think so because
Michael
Ron
Jordan was-
Harper was Michael
He's
Jordan.
actually
at
more
23.
advanced than Jordan is at the same age.
Yeah, because remember he had the Carolina
Maybe,
years.
yeah. Well, all basketball players are more advanced than
Not all,
than those
but I get what you're
cats
trying to
were
say.
back there. I mean, they train differently. They have a much bigger and much more defined skill set.
Yeah.
But
good ones.
leading his team,
The good ones.
and impacting the game. There was never a time you didn't know Michael Jordan was on the court. Never, ever,
But
ever,
it was
ever.
the same
ever.
thing for Mike. Mike
And-
couldn't win early.
Yeah,
couldn't
but
win
you
early.
knew he was there, and he was
You know,
there
and
fighting.
Edwards is there.
No, you don't. There's been plenty of
He's-
times.
look, all right,
He does have
Okay,
moments where he doesn't show up.
There's a spirit in every conversation where we all got our critic, like the ego, super ego, and the critic. And the critic is, even if it's something good for you or you agree with it, you're just like, nah. And I got a big critic. I got to shut him up because he just always wanted to just be like, fuck that. And sometimes I do it for devil's advocate. Sometimes I just do it because I'm a contrarian. Sometimes I'm just a critic. He's saying something that we've all kind of picked up on. Now, we don't want to give it credence. We don't want to give it life. But admit it, at least these playoffs, you haven't watched Anthony Edwards one time and be like, what's wrong? Or what's up?
I mean, he does that for
his
sure.
own coach said it.
What is it? I don't know basketball or play basketball well enough.
I think it's
guess.
just complacency. Like sometimes you get comfortable. Like the Knicks did. Sometimes I think if you too good or you just think you're that much better than somebody else, you feel like you could just turn it on whenever you feel like it. And sometimes you can't always turn it on, or sometimes you turn it on too late.
Is he playing with the basketball gods, you saying? Like sometimes he
He
pray and
might
sometimes
be.
he's like, I may.
He might be.
I don't know.
But for game one, you got to give him a little bit of, he hurt his ankle.
got hurt,
sat
yeah.
out,
Yeah.
So you don't know if he was 100% there mentally. And OKC shut him down. They forced him to take threes. He's a downhill player. If he doesn't have that momentum, he's not going to get to the basket. OKC did a great job stopping that. Didn't help that, they shot 13 for 51 from the three that game. So
Okay,
if
so
you're not
that
hitting the
only-
three, you're not going to open up the court either for Ant. So
And didn't he make the most threes this year? Somebody.
yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, but he also took the most too, and that's a problem to me.
He took
why is it a problem?
13 field goal
why is it
attempts yesterday. 8 of them were threes.
He only took one shot in the paint yesterday.
Nobody says it's a problem when Steph does it. They
Yeah,
only
but
say it's a
that's
problem
game,
when
though.
everybody
That's-
else does.
Yeah, because
That's
Steph,
his
Is
game.
that your example?
Because,
Right.
but
no
Eugene,
one has a problem with Magic when
But-
David Copperfield does it.
right? But you said that's Steph's game.
Yeah, but when
that's
your
his
brother-
game too.
Yeah, but that shouldn't be his game.
Who's to say that's what got him here?
That's what got him
three-point
19
No, that's
commercials.
not what got him here.
So what
his
got him there?
athleticism,
His athleticism.
and his high flying.
And when they said he couldn't
and those
shoot,
crazy
then
dunks and
what?
blah blah blah.
Maybe
that's
he
what
made a
got
calculated choice. One, I'm going to have to make this switch sooner or later to the three. They all do it. And two, it hurts. You remember he had that insane dunk last year and broke his finger and stuff. And every time they bang, they be walking up the court like. And then when you land, and then you just know, why am I taking 2x on my odometer versus 1x?
We're not talking about Anthony Edwards
And his
dunking.
work
Look at SGA. He's playing in mid-range jumpers, layups. He's not an above
Foul
the rim
line.
player.
But that's not his game though.
I'm not saying Anthony
He's not
Edwards
the
needs to
explosive
drive
player
and
that-
dunk on players, but get to the hoop.
I mean, he gets to the paint
Not
a lot.
yesterday.
He took one shot in the paint yesterday.
Well, I thought you talking about SGA.
I'm talking about Anthony Edwards.
Okay, yeah, Anthony was different, but I'm saying SGA. He gets in the paint. You say he doesn't
All the
play
time.
above the rim. I'm like, yeah, he's not going to do certain things Edwards does because they have two very different style of games. He's also a point guard and one's a shooting guard. So naturally, just the way
They're
they do
both
everything
guards.
is going to
They're
be
no pure point guards.
but he initiates the offense, as in he distributes to
Get him,
everybody.
Eugene.
He gets everybody
Coach,
Who
involved.
initiates the offense for the Timberwolves?
The point guard, Conley. He initiates the offense. He gets the ball to
Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards
and
Disagree,
then
Eugene.
he gets the
Hey,
ball to
Coach
Edwards.
Eugene coming out. He got to tear
Listen,
you up.
there's a whole
Ball
lot
is
of
life.
Minnesota
Ball is
possessions.
life.
I do this.
There's
Yeah.
a whole lot of Minnesota possessions where Mike Conley just runs right down the court and stands
He's in the corner.
It's a whole bunch of
And-
possessions where Draymond does that, where he brings the
Yeah.
ball up. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean that.
That means you second option, third option. You don't know what they're doing. Weak side play. Like, that's a role. Even though, sometimes I'm looking at him like, you wasting that guy. But it's like, no, that's the position he's supposed to take. I just know that OKC is built for this moment. They were last year, and then we realized, just maybe a little young. Now they are mature, and they took their lumps. And Minnesota was there last year as well, but it just seems like they have not taken their lumps. Or, how you give your kids a reprimand, a spanking, whatever y'all do. Anybody spanking still? No? Okay. You still spanking? Like,
need it.
But you're doing it, yeah. We're
If
gonna
I
talk
have
about
to.
it. No. Hey, dog. I no judgment, but the conversation coming. But the point is,
They get popped. They haven't had like a spanking.
Oh,
I used to get spanked.
yeah.
They haven't gotten.
I used to get the shit slapped out of me.
Karate instructor to do that.
I got kicked. I had the belt. all of that.
Incision cord,
Yeah. all
kicked,
that.
not punched, slapped maybe one time. Boy, I was like, all right, what about this one? Horsewhip. You ever get the horsewhip?
What?
Grandma had a horsewhip. The thing at the end was this. Two like straw tip things. My grandma be like, go get the whip. I was like,
What
Grandma.
about the branch?
No, the whip is worse than
Stick
the branch.
from
I got
outside.
the switch.
Switch.
I got the switch.
Switch.
Switch was bad, but the switch was one. The horse whip at the end, and boy, when you get that, you can't go to school the next day because they're gonna take my kids.
They gonna see that welt.
Grandma was wilding.
Oh, she shot her at her son. I told y'all she shot at her
It's a
son.
different era though.
Yeah.
That wasn't. You could do that back then.
If she was alive,
Can't
she'd be
do that.
shooting at MJ. Maybe turn that Minecraft off.
Your
but-
grandmother was Tory Lanez.
Oh, damn.
No, my grandma was actually that girl Kylie that really shot Megan. Tory Lanez was like my auntie. She didn't do shit, but got blamed for it.
The comeback.
I ain't gonna let you get away with that. But no, if you discipline your kids and then they don't respond like you want, you kind of like, damn, do I discipline them again? Because you're like, come on, man. I want something to be effective. I don't do discipline just to do it. I went through that era. I'm doing it because you better change your behavior. And it seemed like OKC got whipped up on last year and changed. And it looked like Minnesota kind of like, I'm
still the same.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go to school when I want to. I'm like,
And
dog.
that's a direct thing on Anthony Edwards. He's the leader of the team. He's supposed to be the one leading the charge to keep getting better, because that's what Shai Gilgeous does. Yeah. And that's why when we did those lists last time, there's no way I could put Anthony Edwards above Shai.
Older and has been in the league a little bit longer. So
Understood.
What's SGA's age?
He's 26.
26.
He's 3 years older.
You can see it and smell it. Is he a better leader?
And he's been through
Oh
more.
yeah, he's a way better
been through
leader.
more on teams. I remember he played behind Chris Paul.
Oh, yeah.
So he's had better mentorship in the league to get him to this point.
He's got a kid. He's a dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he married.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I should have known the way he talked. He sounded like way different than he looked. You ever heard him?
Yeah, he sound like Anne-Marie.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Canadian.
The big ass lips. That's how you sound.
he got his Tim Hortons VIP card too.
Oh yeah. But so one thing I don't like about you is that whenever.
Damn.
This is. I hope y'all do this to me. Is when someone like in sports, when someone's good, they're just good to me. But you have the reasons they're good, and I don't like it when someone's bad or shortcomings. You have the reasons. So you say.
Wait, say that you said I don't have the reasons.
You always have the reasons
when they're bad
or good.
Oh, okay.
He's complimenting.
I'm complimenting you. See, but you just heard immediately.
He doesn't like that.
Well, he set that up wrong. He said one thing I don't like about you.
I want to get your attention,
It was
Sleepy.
a big ass backhanded compliment.
Right. Okay. Here we go.
I ain't gonna just say I love you. Where you go? Meet me in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Bring the baby oil.
Like, what do you want? Like, I'm trying to give him a compliment as a man.
Marcel's like, hey, Punisher, get Blaze and meet me in the back with the baby oil.
Him and Donald got some.
I got a veil.
Yeah, you got the baby.
You slipped up and said you did something and got your skin out. I don't know.
I ain't never slipped
That
up
was a
and said
slip
nothing
up.
about no. You want me to be in that category with you so bad?
I can't be alone in this cell by myself. All right, so here we go. I love this about you, but I always catch it. So when somebody has a shortcoming, you're like, well, because he wasn't behind Chris Paul and he's this and that. I'm like, but in sports, you get judged for just what you did, not, oh, you're a rookie. Well, that's why you lost the finals or you didn't even make it to the playoffs. And if you're SGA, you can't be looking at Anthony Edwards like, oh, you didn't have the same road traveled. You like, your problem. And I want you to keep that heat on Anthony Edwards because is he distracted? Is he gotten a lot too fast?
Does he have a big head?
Does he have a big head? No.
Pause. Come on.
Double pause.
My bad.
But, I mean, look, this is what happens. I'm just giving y'all media warning. He loses again, and it's not where he went all out and went all in and looked great. They gonna start saying
The conversation shifts.
yeah, how many commercials he got? And you stupid, I know. All out and in. Oh boy. How many commercials he got? And after games, walking around talking crazy and all that, and that was just
Walking
the semifinals
home
and
shit.
Like how many kids? Like I'm just telling you,
I know.
when you know the cologne of
back that
winning
up.
covers up everything.
Yeah.
That cologne of losing stinks.
And sometimes what happens is some players play their championship before the actual championship. And I say that to say when you beat Luka and LeBron, the way he was acting after that, that might have been his championship.
As
Like,
they
look,
say,
I
he
took
may
them out.
shot his wad.
Yep.
As
And,
they
and
say.
then now it's like, oh, I defeated them. It's like, so now you're not giving it your all. I hope that's not the case, and I hope that this next game, which I feel like tonight he's going to go crazy.
Yeah.
But
we all built like that, though. I mean, who hasn't been where you like, because you can't lie to yourself, back to our earlier point. So when you beat somebody like either you revered or thought was like tough to beat, or you were the underdog and you beat them, you got to lie to yourself like that wasn't huge, right? And it happens in track meets all the time. Cat go out there and PR in the semifinals, and he got lane 5 for the finals. And he's like, damn, my time better than all them. I got them. And then it's like, no, we got another race. And you better run that race like it's the last race and the only race versus you kind of build up this momentum of success. And you can't lie to yourself, but you better, because if you don't, you're going to get out there and SGA is like, what are you talking about, dog? I don't care where you been. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care how many more commercials you got than me. I'm ready for this moment. And yeah, you can't talk about you ain't been here before because you was here last year. I was here last year. Now what?
And he's not that new to the league. I mean, he's
Not new at
23,
all.
but he's been in there, 4 or 5
I'm
years?
talking about Anthony Edwards.
Yeah. New word, but not new.
You know, at some point you got to put in that work.
He's still there
don't
at
do
a
that,
stage.
Richie. I ain't saying that.
He's at a
I'm saying if he
stage
loses,
way before he probably should be, though.
Ooh.
To be at the Western Conference
He was the
Finals,
number 1 pick.
most number 1 picks are not here at 22 and
That's
23.
facts.
It
That's
takes
facts.
it takes
You're
You're a
years
bad
to
team.
get.
Yep,
Yeah,
great
it takes
point,
years
Eugene.
to get this far, and this is his second time in a row getting there. So you got to give him some credit
Listen,
for where he's at.
I think he could be the best player in the whole game, but I look at habits, and I'm not seeing the best habit.
Something is
There's something that's
putting
off.
I get it.
And
I don't know
have
what
to-
it is.
And I want him to be successful. I want him to succeed. But there's something that I'm seeing that Donald Penn didn't do when he went to the league, that Marcellus didn't do when you. There's a continual working on your craft, and there's a continual thought process that you have to keep continue. You have to keep evolving your thought process.
I don't think it's a craft thing because he definitely works hard.
puts-
And, like,
I mean, his
his
physical
game has
game
gotten better. In every
but
year,
his
game has gotten.
gamemanship hasn't gotten
Are you
better.
talking about that dog is gone? He was a
I think
dog
he
last
still
year.
has
He's
the
more
dog
up
in
and
him.
down.
It's just when he needs it at certain points, it's not always there.
I mean,
but he
wants
has
to try to
it.
do it on the fly. It's not there at the
Yeah.
beginning. He'll turn it on in the third and just kind of disappear again. Turn it on in the first, disappear in the second.
I think part of what he suffers from, and I talked about it a little earlier, is when you're too good at something naturally. Sometimes you don't know how to just always be that. Like, I think he just knows, like, I can turn it on when I feel like
That's
it.
what he's trying to do, but it's not working.
But I think he does it. I think he turns it on, and then there's moments where you're like, what are you doing?
But
Like, why you
even
not-
last series, the biggest games, Julius Randle ran those games, and there had like 15 points and 17 points
Did
in
he run those
two of
games,
those
or he
big.
had moments?
Julius Randle was doing multiple 30+ point games.
He took
was
over
carrying
in
the
alpha
team.
moments when you were like, "Oh, I thought that was all Anthony,"
Yeah,
but
it was Julius.
But you know what? Let me
But
share.
they also double him a lot. So
No, that's what I.
that we gotta put all the pieces there. He's
But-
getting double teamed, so of course.
What I
others
say
are
I
gonna
love
get
about
some.
him, he always got the reason or the excuse. But guess what? All the
No,
great
it's just the
ones,
facts.
what all the top dog is getting what? Double.
No matter what.
That's what that comes with the game plan.
Yep.
Like, here's the thing. I want to bring 2 points together real fast. What you said about Anthony Edwards, we got to be careful with him because he may suffer from the curse of the gifted. And the curse of the gifted, we've all seen it. The kid that's in the 4th grade that is just too fast. And then you see him in the 7th grade and you're like, I know he's faster, but I expected him to be even more fast than he is. And then you see him later and he's still having tremendous success, but you like, damn, from where you started, people are hovering around you. And this is what happens. He's so gifted. I'm not saying he's skipping steps because that's typically what people do to get caught. You got to remember everybody watching you. So everybody going home thinking of you, game planning you. Forget coach, forget the team, forget practice. I'm trying to get Anthony Edwards because cats, they got a video, they got Instagram, they looking at, they like, this dude got 19 commercials. I want what he got. I'm about to go get him. So then he getting the best out of everybody on top of he's walking a high wire that only the few greats have done. And Deion Sanders did it best. Like I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to show up, and then I'm going to do you wrong.
And then I'm gonna tell you again.
And then tell you, like, that's hard to do, dog, because we all at that level, the pro level, we ain't sorry. We all black belts, just different degrees. And he going against dudes that are defensive specialists. Like, I don't do nothing else, Anthony, but guard your ass. And then I got somebody else on the other end to go get some buckets. And he got to be careful. That navigation is tough, man. That's why we got to salute the Jordans of the world and stop making everybody the next Jordan.
Right. It's the hardest thing in high level sports to be is the hunted.
Yeah, you got a target on your back.
That's the hardest thing to be.
Say it.
And I've been saying that for years. It's hard to be the hunted. All eyes are on you, and you have to keep moving up while everybody is chasing you to try to bite you. Right? And I'm not sure that he's handling how to be the hunted very well. They're going to catch him.
No, I don't think he's had the time to adjust yet because when you were making that statement about, I was thinking about John Morant. came out firing,
Yeah.
athleticism, speed. But the
Yeah.
last couple of years
It's something,
going downhill.
For him,
something.
it's just maturity.
But he's still developing. He's still learning. He's still young.
Both of them are, yeah.
Yeah,
But
he got-
everybody
he
has
got
that
more
story
upside.
until they don't.
He more upside. You got to take some L's before you get to the top.
Oh yeah.
You know, you got to
Oh,
go
yeah.
over those bumps and them hurdles. You know how we did when we came up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
went over a lot of bumps and hurdles before I got to where I wanted to, but I feel like he's on the right path.
But it's
He's on
not
the
a
right path.
story if we just read what we see. The forecast is really the story in sports. Everything beyond the court and field is what really engages us to get back to watching the court and the field. So we're right now making predictions, like, because you know when someone falls off, the universe whispers before it yells. It's like, hey, watch this. He ain't had a good game in like 3 days. Then you be like, oh, no, that's just one series. And then he rebounds and he responds. Then you see it another time, you're like, just letting you know. He going down. And then finally you see some guys who just fall off. You see some guys who stay flat. You see some guys who take their lumps and get better. We're just trying to say, where's Anthony Edwards? Because right now it looked like John Miranda went flat or
He
down.
went Western Conference Finals and then boom, straight downhill. Not even making the play. Well, no, they made the first round, right?
I don't. That's to
He's
our
been
point.
going downhill.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
he's
to
been
the
going
point right there. So, well, we're gonna see what they do because it's only one game. It's one game for both of them. Let's move on.
I got a quick question for you.
Okay, I got a quick
If SGA OKC wins, and I don't mean the series, I mean the championship.
Ooh.
How do you think your boy is gonna feel? Because KD couldn't complete the job, and he's supposed to be all-time great. He got to the finals, didn't seal the deal.
Oh yeah.
Then
yeah.
he leaves and runs and chases championships with other teams. If I'm him, I'm like, dang, like, this could have been me. Like, had I just stayed there, fought through it, I could have been the one to bring the city their first championship. How do you think
I'm gonna give you the honest answer, and the only time I have a reference is when I left San Diego and I went to Dallas, and I think immediately the next year they went 14-2 and were like supposed to be favored to win the Super Bowl. They didn't finish it, but I remember them on their climb and them killing it. I was mad. I was hot because I was like, and the only thing that cooled me off is what we're going to talk through. I was mad because I was like, look at this success. I was like, I can be a part of that. Like, damn, I was the problem or part of the problem. And then I would counter that by saying, no, but by me leaving, they got cap money, they got draft picks, they got new cats, they had new chemistry, new team. And then you realize, like, we play sports. All of us play sports. Ain't no two teams the same. The city's the same. The team name's the same. The uniform's the same. We ain't the same. That's what Nick Saban always tells his team. He used to, I should say. He used to always get there after they won a championship first day. He'd say, I'll sit there and tell those guys, remember, y'all playing this year. Y'all are not trying to defend a national championship because all them dudes ain't here. Some of them got drafted. Some of them are here but still ain't going to be counted on. Some will be counted on even more. He's like, the configuration's completely different. So if I'm Durant, I'm like, the city's the same. Nothing else is the same. I shouldn't feel bad.
Durant's been gone from OKC for so long. I don't even remember him. I don't even have a picture of him in my head playing for OKC.
Yeah. Just him and his mama on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And the
He,
MVP.
he's been gone so long,
Right.
I saw him
and
at
has
the-
had so
I saw
much
him at the
water
gym
under that
yesterday
bridge.
working out while I was doing my fat man walk after my workout. Man, that motherfucker was hidden. I think I saw him miss one shot. during
That's
his
just
little
normal
shoot
day.
around.
That's just called Monday.
Just
Because he looking
Wednesday.
at what OKC is doing.
money. I'm like,
That's
I was
Kevin
That's
Durant.
motivation.
I was sitting there amazed. I was like, because one time I did this a couple years ago when I was at the gym and Ben Simmons was in there.
I was just gonna say, Ben's
Hitting
And it
every
was
day.
it was bang, boing, bang.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. He only shoot layups.
I even asked my trainer after. I said, bruh, that nigga shot really that bad.
Yeah.
I was like, 'cause I was really sitting there because
Well,
I
look
was
at
like,
his form. His form is
Yeah, he.
and then I saw
shoots it
that
like
on
he don't
Wednesday.
wanna
I
shoot.
was like,
wet.
just everywhere he was going, just
Wet.
I'm like, God damn.
Ain't nothing better than Durant.
I
Wet.
said,
And what?
KD form, everything. It's just KD form is
My
just
favorite
perfect.
player.
Sweet every
I
time.
don't care
Stand
what
in
y'all
the
say.
corner for
I
about
will
3
defend that man to the death.
I'm
I'm trying to
KD.
get him up here, baby. I've been talking to him. So
Oh yeah, tell him come on.
I've been trying.
Wait, who?
KD.
Yeah,
And then
come
boy, you better put on your respect face.
I'm gonna give him
been
everything
trying.
I say right
We're gonna need
here.
a
Oh, wait, I ain't
100
saying
I
you
mean, I
should.
don't say that. I don't disrespect.
You don't
I think
disrespect
I
him.
might be able to after today though.
Okay. You pulled that
I
one.
hooked him up with
You
something
done went
like
from Marshawn Lynch to KD, and that's tough because KD my favorite
They
player.
about equal.
Marshawn ain't my favorite
I got
player.
a couple.
played-
I got a
They're
couple other
probably
guys
equal
too. I'm
in
gonna talk
their
to you
own
after. I've been
fields.
talking to too. So I'll
Okay.
talk to you after this about that.
Okay, let's get some money. All right, let's talk about this. Speaking of Marshawn, let's talk a little football. Bullish or bullshit? Flag football is in the Olympics, and in flag football, we all can feel
thank you.
the support, the love, the NFL behind it, everybody into it. My kids do not play tackle football. My son, I would not allow any kid that asks me to play. Now, if you do it, I will help you, but I'm looking at you side-eye like, what are you doing playing tackle football at that young age? Flag football is here to stay, and everyone's behind it. But are you guys behind it? Are you bullish, or are you thinking some, this flag football?
I mean, I'm kind of like in the middle. I'm glad they're doing it, but it's just it's gonna be pure domination.
What do you mean? By who?
Us.
Excuse me? Have you watched, no lie, this is going to sound like I'm trying to put you on the spot.
Okay,
of
well,
clowning
put me
you.
on
Have you
something.
watched a professional flag football game ever? Because I never have either. I've seen clips. And then this group,
Educate me. I
a
know
group
you
came
want-
at me with this investment opportunity because they have the AFL. I don't know what it's called. It's a flag football league out there. They don't play football like we play football. Remember that noise they were saying, we challenge the NFL players, get your best guys out there and let's play flag? Dog, when they're about to got with their flag, they do some kind of like crab walk at top speed. DPG, you gotta see it. I mean, he run up and his butt is dragging on the ground while he's running. And they do that outside of this country very well, very well.
Yeah, it's not gonna work in your favor because you're trained to hit.
You trained to get them. You trained to attack.
But nah, they train
trained
to
to avoid.
change direction, not get hit too.
Yeah, but they
feel what I'm
they
saying?
know how to be a little more elusive
They are.
than what you probably used
It's
to.
a mix of like martial arts and football and UFC kind
I
of
gotta
stuff.
see it. Then.
You got to
I
see
gotta
it.
see. I might YouTube it later.
I mean, I think America probably is the favorite, or at least we just drowning in our own.
What about
They number
Canada?
one against Canada recently?
Canada is
Yeah.
good.
Canada's number two.
Yeah. To our point, we drowning in our own sauce, and then you look over there, they got squads, dogs. But it's not just a squad conversation because we ain't deep diving. It's just this whole flag football. I grew up, you grew up, maybe, tell me if I'm right, where flag football was called flag without the L. That's what it was. That's why I didn't play. They were like, you playing what? And they said that. And I was like, yeah. No, I'm not. You know what I mean? And it was not an option culturally. It wasn't an option athletically. And now it seems like the dominant choice. It seems like most people are leaning that way than not. You think this is sustainable, or what do you feel?
I watch it. I mean, I think
there's
there's a market for it. There's a market for it. There's a market for it.
Would y'all watch flag football on TV?
We couldn't.
No.
We couldn't play Germany in real football or Japan. We would kill them like if it was real football. So they had to bring it to flag. You feel what I'm saying? Like we would like.
That's a good point. That's a great point to globalize it initially
Well,
and
that's
to
the
create
idea.
something.
But
to
Japan
globalize
got
the sport.
the sumo wrestlers, some big boys.
And
they
look,
can't-
other
but they
sports
can't
have-
move, though.
They have rugby players.
I'm,
they
hey,
have
I'm an athlete.
down Australia.
Australian rules football.
Australian real
players are
football.
no
Them dudes
joke.
would come out there.
Them rugby boys.
They play a different
Those
brand, but they can
Australian
play
rules,
some
dude.
ball.
So have any of you guys watched the clips that Marcellus is talking about, or any bit of flag football? It's a different format.
thought
You
that
only
was
have
different. I thought it
four
was for
guys out
kids.
there. You have four guys out there on a football field.
Yeah.
There's a lot more offense.
too much
Every
space.
play is
Kills.
amazing throw, amazing move, amazing spin.
That's too
Broke
much.
his ankles. Not for me, but for the kids who are into flag football. There are more kids playing flag football than tackle football.
Especially girls. Well, that's
Boy,
I don't even know why girls are playing.
first of all, I don't know if that's true. Flag football at youth level. I don't know if
youth.
level.
I'm talking about youth.
I think it may still be more tackle football. You go to Ohio, I don't think it's a
talking
flag
about
league.
here.
But
California.
In Miami, they don't play flag.
yeah. Oh no, Liberty
They-
City, all
they
them
hitting.
they hitting in
Them
Dade
kids
County.
hit.
Yeah, them 9-year-olds.
At what
is
age?
hitting.
Oh, at 9. Okay.
At all ages, they hit.
At all ages. I've been down there.
And they put pads on during spring ball.
Yeah.
We don't do that out here. My boys coaching. I was looking at his thing. I said, y'all got pads on? He said, yeah, we get pads on during spring. I'm like, man, in high school they do.
But to your other point,
there's a target market.
Women are. You don't like women playing flag football? They can't play. I mean, they try to play tackle. There's a professional
saying-
tackle league, but
But it's not,
No.
it's not nothing.
It's
So
not.
I always wonder why women try to play football at that stage because nothing really comes from it. That's
Well,
the
they
reason
do
why I
have
say
flag
that.
What you mean
football
nothing comes from it?
teams.
You mean
and
like professionally
girls
or
Like
college
success
flag
wise,
football
they
teams.
can't.
Oh yeah, flag football is now in high schools for girls, scholarships in college.
you get scholarships,
and
yeah.
there's a professional league, and there's professional tackle football. I've seen and met
I know a girl that plays professional football,
tackle.
but she has a full-time job.
Yeah. Oh, they still there.
So that's my point. That's why I'm saying that. Like at this stage, and I get it. You got to get there at some point, huh?
What she look like?
She looked like her name is Butch.
She looked like she plays
Reynolds.
professional
No,
football.
because some of them when they used to have a little league, I was like, damn. I'm like, shit.
Oh, and the lingerie league.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, are you
like,
talking about
yeah.
lingerie league?
Oh, is
or-
that the league?
Lingerie.
Hey, was that the
No, it
league?
ain't that.
Hey, said that might have been a league. I saw that.
I'm
It definitely
surprised.
was the league you saw.
I'm surprised that didn't last longer.
I know I'm not, because my ex was literally in the lingerie league, and I remember taking her to practice one day, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun," because I mean, I get to see her teammates. Like, you know, what I'm saying? I'm like, "I love you, but I love this," and I remember getting there, and then I remember parking, and then I was like, "This doesn't feel good right now," because you just walk, okay, and just walk in. I'm like, "Put some clothes on," like, you know, but that's how you dress. And then 2, I'm looking at all of them, I was like, "This ain't no league." I like, this is soft porn. Is this soft porn? This is not football.
They be
but
hitting each other.
They were playing and they were into it, and I was just like looking at it like you said for flag football.
It was
or
like
tackle football. This ain't going
like
nowhere.
aerobicize. You remember when those aerobicize things were on HBO? They were doing the aerobics, but it was there
When they used to wear the
for your
thong,
sexual
thong outside
objectification.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't. I put it this way. I went to one game, and I think it was at the Coliseum, and I watched, and I was like, 1, this ain't gonna last. 2, like you go to a game, it's other dudes there.
Of course.
Man, look, I felt
that's
like
the only people that's gonna be there.
I was sitting there like, oh my god, I'm looking at her.
That's what you're there for.
But then I'm looking at her. I'm looking at the flanker. I'm like, my girl play receiver too. What is
sure
going
she
on?
does.
It was not it, dog. That felt
was
weird.
looking at the tight end.
And the receiver.
Felt like everybody had their pencil out, just writing on the same paper. I was like, this ain't. Y'all catch that later. But it was weird. I was like, this ain't gonna last. I don't think it did last. But back to flag, I'm encouraged because I think with the NFL support, WNBA.
Well, we didn't touch about that. There are NFL players that are going to play on the flag football team. Think of it as a mini dream team for football, international presence. Imagine Lamar Jackson being the quarterback for that flag football
Justin
team.
Jefferson
Justin
already
Jefferson
said
is
that's
receiver.
his dream.
Jamar Chase said he wants
Jamar
to do
Chase,
it too.
yeah.
Okay, they all. This is going. Let me say it the right way because they are all insane in what they do. There is a transition to flag. I know this because the top dude
Just
in
like the Olympic team when they did you remember when they did the little special? They said, man, we had to learn to get the
rules are different. The
and
3-point
everything.
line is
Like,
different.
They had to learn that. You
the
remember the
rules
first
are
time?
different. The style of play is different. The game is not. Flag football is a different game, and I'm going to be interested to see if they make the team. Because the top dude that plays flag is, I think he's like 5'9", like little scat back, and probably couldn't play tackle football. He certainly couldn't probably make the NFL because he would be there, right? But he destroys it. It's almost like if you had a bunch of fast, athletic Edelmans. That's the best. Like, and then you got to see how it plays. But look, Justin Jefferson, them dudes are insane in what they do. But they're gonna have to transition. There's gonna be a whole world of guys who all they do is this, and then you come into their world. I wonder how it's gonna play
They
out.
might not play a lot, but for the marketing, the branding, just the name.
Oh yeah, like
if you
like
want the
Caitlin
program to
Clark was
succeed,
on the
yeah.
Olympic team. She wasn't.
She should've been.
So they not mark. They don't. The U.S. Olympic Committee somehow, some way, be like, no. They be Scrooging over there. I don't know why.
All football scares me, flag or otherwise. I remember when the Pro Bowl went from hitting to flag or whatever. Old boy still tore his ACL.
Yeah.
And that's my worry with it. You know, I'm sure.
Did you watch?
They're gonna have insurance.
They
Damn,
are,
you
but
sound like-
but you still gonna miss a year.
You're gonna still miss a year.
Right.
And
but
then
I'm
did you
saying if I'm
watch?
playing outside of my normal job, like if I'm an athlete, if I'm in the NFL and I go join that, I'm gonna make sure I take out an insurance policy.
Oh, they all.
Yeah, but
that
see,
is
it's
heavy
not the,
enough
It's
that
not
if
the
I-
money; it's the impact on your team when you have to go back
Impact.
to the NFL. Imagine if Justin Jefferson blows his ACL or his
that's the
Achilles
big risk.
playing
Right,
freaking
but
flag football.
But it's also, see, you minimizing it. It's also the impact because they want to be Olympians. So they're joining it because they want that Olympic gold medal. So that has just as much impact to them, obviously, as what they do in their everyday
Football
sport.
players play football. So.
Indeed. I mean, I get that. But at some point, you have to know that the liability isn't worth the risk.
Yeah, that'll be.
It depends. Look
boils
at
down to
every
the
year the
personal-
NBA players
You
play.
are not thinking that when you are the ages of 0 to 30, at least. Because, dog, when you're in shape, as you have been in shape, tennis time, man, bring on more tournaments, more opportunities, bigger names, bigger accolades, bigger purses. Like, you don't even think about, like, consequences.
You're right. And
No matter the sport.
And each sport has pros in it now.
Oh.
So I have to always go back to that.
you gotta
but
go
for
back.
whatever reason, I just feel like football is gonna be football. And
Oh, it is.
And football's a hurt sport.
Yeah.
You know.
One thing that I think is gonna really mess it up too is I don't know if it's gonna mess it up, but it's gonna be a lot of reality checks when one of the dudes from Japan or Finland juice the shit out of one of our DBs.
Oh, it will happen.
And it goes viral, and it's getting
going
seen over and
down.
over again. It's
going
It's
down.
gonna be some shit.
You're gonna be like,
or,
dog.
Or that little 5'6" dude, Moss is one of our guys.
It's
in the
going
end
to
zone.
happen.
That's when you're gonna be like, okay, all right, that's when it's gonna get serious.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it's like, hey,
Like other
sometimes
countries.
you need that.
I'm definitely gonna watch, and I want to watch. So I'm excited for it. But now I'm interested though, because I ain't gonna lie. When I get home later, I'm definitely gonna look at what you're talking about though, because I want to.
With the lingerie bowl?
No. About the other guys that's playing flag now, how they do all the stuff. Because I want to see if our guys will be able to incorporate that.
What was that? You
it was
okay?
a little belch, man.
Oh, you okay?
Sorry,
That was
man,
that 3-piece.
No?
That was that whole sweet buffet coming back.
Remember that 3-piece chicken he ordered?
That was some Hennessy.
Pollo Loco.
Pollo Loco
That shit
3-piece.
tastes like my vitamins too. That shit nasty.
I thought it was his apnea.
And one
You
day
need a
I was
CPAP.
one day I was sitting
Between
there
both of
between
them,
them.
they was going
he
off.
was doing his Ozempic burps, and he was doing his chicken burps, and it's
Sorry,
like,
I didn't want to call you out. This is a whole show.
You fat ass. All right, let's move
Wait,
on.
real quick, DB, do you
It
watch?
be your
do you
own
watch-
people, huh?
Do
We
you
gotta
watch
move on.
NBA? Do you watch NBA? Watch it like regularly? Or
Why y'all don't like to move on
This
from
is
these
the
topics?
least I've
we still
watched
are-
the NBA this year and last year, and I say I got to start watching it more because it's a lot of guys I don't know. I'm like, who the fuck is that?
All right, the reason why I asked you that is because the Olympics just had the 3-on-3 men's league. Did you watch that?
No,
So what makes you think you're gonna watch the flag football like
It
that?
ain't 3-on-3 basketball.
because it ain't,
It says 4-on-4 football.
it ain't 3-on-3. I'm only gonna watch the U.S. I'm not gonna watch.
Dog.
I'm not gonna watch
Didn't
what
they
other
have
teams
who
play.
was the? Wasn't it Jimmer for
Yeah, Jim
And you know,
was
that.
dead.
and to answer that,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna watch
Jimmer
it.
played in the league.
I'm gonna watch it
Jimmer
because
was nice.
I played too. So that's probably
Yeah.
I was just curious.
And I don't know if I'm gonna watch it every single Olympics.
we
but this
already
first
down to-
Olympics, I'm ready to
Yeah.
watch
We
it.
already down only watching when it's at the car shop. Yeah. When it's on at the car shop.
Well, I'm gonna watch it if it's somebody I know.
All right,
that's playing
R-Fresh.
in it.
I know.
All right, R Fresh.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't think it's not appointment watching. When Olympics come, I don't watch anything by appointment except track.
Nigga, you was not fast. I fact checked some shit.
First of all,
You was not fast.
I go.
Yeah,
I get up and get something that
let's
says
see
with my
let's see-
picture, and it
let's
says
see.
I don't want to mess up the whole art over there.
Nah, you
That
was
says national record.
Nah, you was fast. My cousin, I called my cousin the other day.
Smoked
man.
your cousin. What was his name? Behind. What was his name? Behind me.
No, my cousin Andrea that ran track.
Burnside.
Yeah.
Family.
My cousin Andrea. I told her, she said you was fast.
No, Andrew was fast and
She
cute.
said you
Lil
was fast.
Andrea.
That was
She
big.
said
No,
you
no,
was
no. Pretty big Andrea.
No, my cousin
Taller.
went to high
Oh,
school.
Andrea.
Andrea, my cousin went to high
Had a
school.
crush on her.
My cousin went to high school with her.
She should have cashed that check.
Her or Tiffany?
I had it. I was ready. I was like,
Hey, so
whoa.
Tiffany went to West Chester too?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Oh, it's family around here.
I mean, Andrea or Tiffany.
Oh, nobody beats Tiffany Cambridge. Tiffany Cambridge. Oh my God, she could have took everything. I would have signed her. I would have if she would have in freshman year. If Tiffany Cambridge would have came with a contract and said, "Give me everything you have forevermore from this day forward," yes or no? I'd be like, "Can I get another box?" Absolutely, for sure, forever, yes. I would have gave her everything I had,
Everybody
as long
had
as I
that
could be
one-
around her.
Everybody had that one little
Is
one in high
that
school.
one?
I had
'Cause
one
I
like
know
that.
somebody's like
I
that.
had one like that in high school too.
What was her name?
I ain't never gonna say her name because she might watch that shit and might try to swing the block. I don't even want her to swing the block.
She might still be cold.
She is.
Might, ooh.
That's why you
That's why y'all want to
say
swing it.
Hey, I
She
swung-
your kryptonite.
No, I swung the block after. Yeah, hey. You know that
Superman scared to go to
You know that
Krypton.
Memories Back Then song with Kendrick and them? T.I.
Which one?
That shit. You know what I'm talking about.
He talking in
I know he's
code.
spinning the
Whoever
block.
this girl is, she must be a podcast watcher.
I ain't spin the block, but when I met her again, like right after I saw her again right after I got divorced. Then
You gonna let the world in on this, or you just gonna keep it
That's
secret? That's all you got. You can't be so coded. You need to be on network TV talking like this. Like, give a fuck.
certain things don't need to be.
Talk some real shit. Tell Tiffany Cambridge. Let me stop. That was my girl.
I got
Still
the
my homie.
put it like
my girl.
that. It didn't happen in high school.
Wait, so
put it like this. It didn't happen in high school. It happened.
No, y'all gotta talk about
got you,
this
'cause he-
shit.
Feel me?
So
brings
if,
up,
wait,
you heard me
if
say
you-
every episode.
Wait,
It
hold
didn't
up,
happen in high
DP.
school. It happened after.
Huh?
It didn't happen in high school. It happened after.
You and her? Oh, there you go. So you met your fantasy.
So you conquered it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so why you care if she
was
spin the
just
block
after.
again? You be like, girl, I already rode in that car. That ain't gonna make me buy a new one. Yeah, yeah.
Spinning no
Yeah.
block.
Ain't nothing better than when you get the one.
Exactly.
Oh,
one
yeah,
that you was
yeah.
always
Exactly.
crushing.
Exactly.
I didn't get the one. I mean, I ain't messed with Tiffany ever, but I messed with her sister. Let me stop. No, no.
If you were single and she were single now, would you?
Nope.
Would you try?
Because
Don't
I'll
get
end
them
up
jammed
trying to
up.
get remarried.
They still cool.
Nope. Yeah, we still cool. She comes over. No, hell no. I don't want anybody in my future, if I ever break up with Anne Marie,
over.
divorce Anne
come
Marie.
over.
She coming over with?
Yeah.
When?
Tiffany Cambridge's been over here.
Oh, I thought you said she's coming over.
Oh, no.
Like she's
No.
on the way. Didn't it sound like he said she coming over?
You were
Yeah,
trying
what you saying?
to light a fire.
And Marie ain't.
Why y'all keep talking about Tiffany
And
Cambridge?
Marie ain't gonna be home till 5:30.
About 5:30.
I mean, he the one that said it. I was just asking.
She
Wait,
hangs.
so
Y'all
so
saw her at the
why
pickleball
wouldn't you?
thing. She was at the
Why
pickleball
wouldn't you?
thing.
Oh, if I ever
If
get
you were
divorced,
both
you think I'm getting married again? I'm for the streets.
No, I'm not saying married, but would you?
What? Mess with her?
Yeah.
If she let me. By then, yes. What do you mean? Hold on. Do you not? You forgot who I am? Like, I am in the covenant of marriage. When I'm not, I'm for the streets. The lion's out the cage.
Y'all gotta clip that. If she let me.
Hey, we gotta add a topic next week too
Oh, really?
for you.
What is it?
That Ryan Clark and RJ3 thing. I want to get your opinion.
Oh, we
on
talked
it.
about
did
it.
that.
How drunk
was
were
he
you
on
yesterday?
Tuesday?
Like,
Tuesday.
He was here, wasn't
I
she?
wasn't here on Tuesday.
yeah, we got to. Can we move on to something else and
thanks
then
for
we'll
watching,
get to that?
DP.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not watching. I don't got enough time. I got so much shit to go on.
Oh, let's stay on this topic. Okay, we got something.
Sorry, guys. I'm being
y'all
honest, dog.
undisciplined. We are gonna stay on this topic.
That's what makes our
I
show.
wasn't here for a
I
reason.
know. That's
I
how
was
I
here for a reason.
I'm letting y'all fight. I'm letting y'all fight. Let's talk about what Shaq
Mama
said.
was in town.
This is for you.
Okay.
This is what Shaq said, and I want to know if it's true. But I don't know if I should go to you because you be talking in code. At least stay over there real. You talking in code. You scared. Shaq said most men cheat because of women. He probably broke it down. He said there are 3 types of cheaters. Which one are you, Donald? When you used to cheat, you good now? Yeah, I'm good. All right, list them. He said one is called the serial cheater. Y'all see this clip? Say yes. Okay, serial cheater is I'm gonna cheat no matter what. I don't give a fuck. I could be married to the best person ever, the best woman ever. I don't care. I got to get mine. You know what I'm saying? Then he said there's the James Bond, which means he's perfect to his wife, except just happened to be on this business trip. And I was at the bar, and 1 o'clock became 2 o'clock, and then it became the next day. So that turns into that one, James Bond. And then it's the one who's like, no, I'm faithful. I'm faithful. I love you, baby. I came home. Let's, nothing. All right, tomorrow. Nothing. Nothing to eat. Nothing to hang. No, you busy? Okay, a week goes by. Dang, nothing. You made me do this. He called him the you made me do this. Like, there's too many goalies up. It's time to find a way to get a goal.
Other options?
Not make up
it's
one.
just those three.
Make up one if you know one or if you were one. Yeah. Point being, do most men cheat because of women? This motherfucker's scared.
Shit.
Go over there. I need a real one.
Yeah,
No, I think
shit.
most men cheat because of themselves.
Yeah.
That's the reality of it. Now, I think there are scenarios where it is because of a woman, but I think most is just because sometimes it could be a genetic thing. Because in the animal kingdom, that's how it works.
Now he got to go boo boo.
See, I ain't say boo boo.
It could literally just be a genetic thing for people because in the animal kingdom, it works the same way. They move from this one to this one.
So you're an animal, or you were an
This
animal?
wasn't about me. I was just speaking. I was speaking in general.
Because we have conscious thought.
Yeah, we just have
I
an
don't know if
open
they do.
conversation here.
No, you got to go back to your days when you cheated. First of all, I ain't talking to y'all if y'all ain't going to act like you. Raise your hand if you ever cheated. Put your hand down, Eugene. Everybody else.
Back in my
You ever cheated? You've
heyday.
cheated?
Back in the day.
It wasn't
Every
tomorrow.
guy- every-
It doesn't mean he's lying. Dog, I should be a prosecutor.
Every guy
If you
has.
ever say back in the day, I'm like, it wasn't tomorrow. So that means your ass is a cheater. Okay, so I'm scared to ask, but of course.
Let's leave Eugene
You
wholesome.
think you ever cheated on somebody?
No, I've never. No.
What?
No.
Hold on. All right. How long you been married?
We're not talking about your wife.
We ain't going to jail.
Never.
You ain't going to
I've been with
jail.
my wife for over 20 years now.
How old
Been
are
married
you?
For over
What about
10.
20?
Yeah, but
21
we're
years
not
ago.
talking. We're talking
No,
about.
no. Even with previous relationships, girlfriends, never cheated. Lost interest, but never cheated.
Okay. So all right. How old were you when you got married?
20. What was it? 10 years ago. 31.
Hold on.
20 years.
Wait. Hold on. I don't
old are you,
know. I don't
G?
know Korean math. But he been married 21 years and got married 10 years ago.
Man, we've been together for
You
20
a liar and
years.
cheater.
We've been together for 20 years.
You
Married
always
for
call
11.
niggas- You always call motherfuckers liars, but your ears don't fucking work. I think your ears got
What
CTE.
did he say?
too.
Struck a chord.
I think your ears got CTE.
He trying to fight his way out of this.
Nah, he said he's been with her 20 years.
Been with
and
her for
married
20 years, not
10.
married.
Okay.
I heard it. See?
DP, if
It's
I
like
don't
you ain't hear the trade
if I don't
for
stress the
everything.
truth, we don't have that many jokes over here. So I need to kind of like I gotta.
He said,
He's sensitive. Like I heard him, but it doesn't flow the same if I just.
I'm like, shit.
I
You
gotta.
don't
What
want
did
you
they
bringing
say?
that to him.
I gotta embellish.
I got you.
I love the backup,
I know
though.
they're-
That's
He like,
clickbait.
Hey, they scared.
Right after you tried to take your knees out earlier.
You want to stay or go boo boo? Because we about to talk that shit.
Hell no.
All right, so
Because the problem before marriage was I could never.
Who got pissed?
Can never.
I'm gonna hold it at the top.
You guys ever have this problem? You get the
No, I could
girl,
get it up.
you lose interest. You lose what?
Just play.
not that problem. Nah, sir. No freezer meat.
Don't worry, Gene. It was cold in there.
Yeah. No Diddy freezer meat.
It was cold in there. You need to punish.
But I love how he about to give us he's about to give us a portrayal of how he lost interest.
Shannon
Therefore,
Sharp,
he
send us
cheated that way.
something.
Yeah. His cheating is I'm not into you anymore. I ain't broke up with you yet, but it's still, So, let me hear this. Let me hear your.
I guess, yeah. You get the girl and then you don't want her anymore. There's that next.
Yeah.
Did you break up with
Did
her
you break
first?
up with her?
Yeah, no, broke up with her first. Broke up.
So
with
you're a heartbreaker. Okay. So
Yeah.
You're a liar, cheater, not a cheater, but a heartbreaker.
And it don't work.
And it don't.
And it's cold in the room.
Wish we had hymns back then.
I think I'm gonna have to be the one that steps out on the ledge and be this guy because I was a sucker for love. I think you guys can probably see that. I was the one who always wanted to be in a relationship, even though I love being single. So it was kind of a conflict. I stayed in relationships. My boys just always tell me like, "Dog, you always got a girlfriend," and I was like, "I know," but then I was like you, I guess. I got tired of being in relationships because I wanted to be single. So then I would just make up an argument, make up something, exaggerate, embellish, and then next thing you know, we beefing, and then I'm out. I'm in the streets. Now, what used to make me feel good about cheating when I was doing that is like, I ain't marrying any of y'all. Once I knew I wasn't going to try and marry you, I'm like, anything can go. And that came not from me, it's from girls who used to date me and cheat on me. Or break up with me because they with their ex. Like,
Wait.
I got you.
If one of us said that, you wouldn't let that go.
All right,
So
go.
you're saying that their actions are responsible for your actions?
oh yeah. I'm going to say this in this way. I learned game from girls. And I started running game on girls because they would run a game on me because I knew this was a game. I was like, none of y'all gonna be my girl for real forever. This, like, I don't know if y'all the same. Once you get in a relationship, you're like, what's the long game? And I'm like, this one doesn't have one, but this is great right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, let's play games. But I learned that because I was really into it, wet behind the ears, green, whatever you want to call it, just head over heels for a couple girls, high school and college. And then I was like, you did what? I got to know, me and my ex still talking. we kind of broke up a little prematurely. Maybe we need to see this again. I'm like, I was in love with this girl. I was like, oh, that's how we playing? Okay, so I've been through that. So I think I'm James Bond because I was all in, and then I turned into serial killer because I was like, oh, y'all not all in. And I think that's just what dating 101 kind of looked like.
In my pre-wedding, pre-marriage days, when I cheated, it was my ego. It was all ego. And I would be lying if I said it was anything but that.
What do you mean by that?
I had the options. Girls liked me. I liked girls. I could, and I wanted to get away with it. And I wanted that girl no matter what my relationship status was. It was my ego.
Really? It wasn't physical?
Well, yeah, it was physical.
No, I mean, like, what was the lead? Was the lead like, I want to set up this game of Clue and manipulate these moments and the ego?
No,
It was already on them. He's saying if they already like you,
yeah,
then it's up to you to just decide you want to do it.
Yep. It wasn't even that much thought into it. It was she bad and she liked me and I can, so I did.
Oh, okay.
Y'all played in the
And
league.
it
I can imagine the amount of women that just threw themselves.
Actually, you can't. Let me stop. It's insane.
I mean,
it's more than you could imagine.
Well, I got friends that played, and I would see it.
And mamas. You go over a girl house to date her, and she know you in the league. She's sniping her daughter.
Yeah.
Real talk. You're like, what? This is insane. Daddy on you. Daddy would convert. Daddy, like everybody in.
How was Tiffany's mama?
I
How was Miss
That was a
Cambridge?
low. We need a red flag. That was a low blow. That was my friend. I don't know yet. Stop.
Richie, that's what Shaq said too, right? It was his ego, and that's what led to his divorce
his
back
divorce.
in 2011.
Nah,
Yeah,
you
he just had the
can't-
option.
You can't do that when you're
It's definitely
married.
Ego, 'cause shit, now thinking about it, that shit, that's more than the reason why. Because shit, you was in that spotlight. You thought you was getting away with it, and shit, it was, and you wanted to, shit.
Right, and I kind of looked at it like,
right, but you was having fun living your life. You know, I kind of wish I would have just waited to even get
married.
Yeah, exactly. I should have just.
They always tell athletes to wait.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna definitely.
I think they tell anybody young
I'm
and
gonna definitely
successful
teach my
got
son that,
$5.
like, if you're not all in and
usually
ain't got all your fun
Usually
out,
athletes, yeah.
because some guys don't want to have that fun. Some guys just want to have that, that structure, full house, full house, family matters type, a family. But some dudes like me, I wanted to have that fun for a little bit, and I wanted to have the fun and the family, and you can't mix both of them. And I learned that the hard way. But so I've gotten a lot of my fun. I got all my fun out. So now I'm kind of ready. 'Cause I'm getting older now. I'm ready to find someone I could trust and sit back with and grow with. But
can they trust you?
yeah. Now they can.
though.
Now they can. I wouldn't say that before, but this relationship I am in now, she definitely can. And I don't want to mess it up, and I don't want to lose her. So, back in the past when I was doing that stuff, I didn't care about losing her.
Right.
Yeah.
See, so this one I don't want to
Even your
lose.
wife.
You can
I
replace him
don't
easy.
want to
That's
lose.
tough.
So
Replace the
no, I ain't.
Don't chase
No, I'm not gonna say that
No,
because
yeah.
I got to give her some respect. I didn't want to lose her or my family or my kids, but I thought I was sowing good to where I was never gonna lose that. That's why. You feel me? So I want to make sure I give her that respect. I don't want, because she is the mother of my kids.
Yeah, I ain't get married till I was
Like
almost
that.
40. So I walked in the league. I mean, a sucker for love, for real. Like, I walked in the league. If things would have went like I wanted them, I would have been married my rookie year, straight up. And boy, it would have went bad from hello because I was not ready.
You're right too, because there's so many good ones that I've passed up that good women. If I see them now, they doing good. Like whoever got them, I know they happy because they're good women.
And even if they weren't good, let's be real. This is the assessment that I now look back retroactively. Fine. And
Thank God your teammates saved
because
you.
we all are putting our representative out there. The amount of time I knew you were almost flawless. You were great. And then the times I would see you, which is only 4 times in a couple of years or whatever, amazing. So then you make your assessment off of this limited information. You're like, she looked like that, and every time we kick it, it's like it's magical. I'm like, and then I start realizing that's how it's gonna be. Like on that level of what you want and with our access,
They train for that.
And they train. And then I started to say, I'm not gonna lead with I'm interested in you. I'm gonna lead with I know you're interested in me. Show me your cards. And that's when you start getting homegirls that are super fine that you don't mess with, and then you start hearing the real game. And they're like, all right, I was trying to do this to you, but now me and you are in a different space. So let me show you my roster.
Doing it to somebody else, yeah.
I'm like, them other days you wasn't with me, I get it. Like, you think she just sitting at home twiddling thumbs? I can't wait till Buffalo shows up and plays Miami. You know what I mean? He's like, she off to Kansas City, you know what I mean? Or whatever it may be down the street. She can't go nowhere, she fine. So I was like, that's when I was like, I can't get married in the league because I don't know who I'm meeting. I was like, and they don't know who they meeting either.
I wish I didn't, man. I tell you one thing I do, I wish I didn't.
Now, I used to teach this dude named Peter Bino. I think I told you all that before. He used to own the Denver Nuggets, black dude. Never gets talked about it. That's interesting. He owned the
because everybody want to be down as blacks. Yeah, I told you.
But he told me, he was like, don't get married till you're 40. That's what he used to tell me. Don't get married till you're 40. And I kept that in my mind from my low 20s all the way. I got married at 37.
Damn, almost there.
So I was on, but you know,
like I met a good one.
But those were dog years, so I was really like 63.
Is it really about hitting 40? Is it more about being in a relationship for a certain amount of time?
No, it was about being 40, so you could
no, but you could be 40
so you could get all your worldly experiences out, everything you wanted.
That's a lot.
Where you could. Well,
ain't nobody ever, including me, including we.
Well, getting some most.
I'm about to say
some out.
You can't be a man and got them all out.
Yes,
that's true.
Absolutely.
What you learn at 40 is
control that shit.
How to cage that lion.
Yes, and
no one finds the key, including you. Right. That's what you learn at 40. Because at 25, you start saying, what is this beast? And at 30, you're like, I gotta find something to control this motherfucker. Right. 35, you're like, I found it. And then at 40, you lock him up, and then you're like, all right, I'm good. Because you know, I had a boy who was married, kind of like you, Eugene. He's still married. Like, this motherfucker been married for like 38 years. He's 26. Like, yeah, like, how you been married so long? But my boy Matt and Jennifer, I love them to death. They've been married forever.
Is that the wedding you're not supposed to talk about?
No, I wouldn't have said their name. You ain't gonna never get that out of me. No, I'm dying with like 8 secrets, 5 Diddy parties, and 3. Wow. Jokes. Okay, here we go. Dog, this
like,
dude.
Shout out to Punisher.
What a Punisher on the show. Punish him. Here we go. Mountains shall move. Okay, boom.
Light a match, DP.
Light a match.
He is a little thin.
Huge. I hated football because of that.
So you a little thin, I see.
Yeah, he losing a couple pounds. I am a hater, but I still love you. I support. You get me? Hey, y'all, for y'all can't see him off camera, he's halfway there. And it's not that far.
Don't dare something.
Most human beings would have been there and back. Let me stop. All right, so here we go. This is why I knew. I was like, do not get married. He got married when I was like second, third year in the league. So when I'm at my peak powers, having crazy parties, events, DJing, he would always come because he's one of my best friends, DPG, like one of them. But then, I'm not lying, like clockwork, 11:30. All right, Sal. He gone. Because he's like, if I stay here past 11:30, I'm not going to be who I'm supposed to be. And you 25 and you got a homeboy that it's set up. Your name is on the damn board, on the building. And he would leave. And then I had other boys who were in relationships, and they would stay. And let's just say they had different outcomes, right? And I was like, was it that simple? Because you sound more like him. Like, could you stay all the way to 3, 4 in the morning and still be good?
So that was the best part, is that I stayed out for all the parties, and Cheryl is fine with it. I stayed out till 3, 4. That's why we're there for 10 years in New York. I had to get that out of my system. Not that I cheated, but I stayed out till 4 or 5 in the morning.
Smell my neck,
to parties. She was okay with me, going to strip clubs with the boys. She came to strip clubs with me. She loved it. The one time I took her.
I like
Remember
that.
Robert's Steakhouse? Remember that?
A
joint?
steakhouse?
Oh man,
well, they got cake and steak in that. What they doing?
Yeah, the steakhouse, his eyes lit up.
Fat boy rules.
Oh, no. They were delicious steaks. Yeah. And you got these gorgeous Russian women coming upstairs. Then they start whispering Korean in my ear.
Ooh,
blonde, beautiful girls
global.
whispering in my native tongue. Like, I'm trying to eat my steak with the girls trying to dance with me at the same time. It was something else, man.
Ooh, John Wick
never been
movie
there.
over here. This motherfucker, he filming
That's why
it.
he had to leave New York.
That's why
It took 10 years to say, all right, I'm ready to.
I'm going to
Time to
Koreatown. I am heading to Koreatown again. I've been there a couple times. They got them, what's the jukeboxes? What do they call them? Oh, karaoke.
Karaoke.
Karaoke, which is a thing.
There's
It's
more
a
than
thing.
just a karaoke. It's like rush hour where you have the door open and the women are there. And
Okay, yeah.
Nah, New York.
That's the karaoke. That's what
York,
you're
New York,
singing.
New York.
Okay. So
Korean folks know how to get at it.
yeah.
they do.
Tampa got some good food in the strip
Got them
clubs.
spas and
That was random.
what are you even talking about?
He just be whispering random Tourette's treats. He be talking in like Tourette's
You
treats.
just talking
only
about
got the
food.
steak
You just
part.
talking about food at the strip
Miami
clubs.
and
I said
Atlanta
Tampa got
got the
some
best,
Tampa, Atlanta,
Strip
Florida.
club food.
Who does?
Miami and Atlanta. When it comes to strip club food,
We not
I
gonna
used
make
to
us
tell them about the fried lobster. I tried to tell. Was it you? Or no, it wasn't you.
No.
It was somebody. Somebody was here. I can't remember who it was. The fried lobster at the strip club in Miami.
I remember somebody said you were
It
talking about
is
that.
incredible. I was gonna say a name. I'm glad you said it.
And where?
Tootsie's.
Y'all like strip clubs? I am not a fan.
I just go for the food.
I don't go for nothing. Like
food
the
is
food
that
is
good.
the food is
If
everywhere.
there's a good game,
No,
especially in
that-
Miami, there's a good game or
Right.
a fight, you go to Tootsie, that shit's like a party. It's like
Yeah,
a
I don't
club
go
in
there
here.
for the girls.
No, I've been to some insane ones. I've been to all the big ones. I'm just gonna tell you for real. Tell me if this is y'all. When you go there, two things happen. One, I'm imagining, like if when I was single, especially I could go get it. I'm like, I don't like to hunt and then the deer just falls down in front of the gun, which is like how much? You know what I mean? $200, $400. And I'm like, yeah. I like to go out there and say, hey, what's your name? What's your sign? Or I feel like I did something, even though it's the same game. Or every time I'm there, I start talking to somebody, and I'm like, damn, she's beautiful. Gosh, she shouldn't be here. What's going on? What happened? What's wrong?
Oh, you
Save
can't
her.
save it.
I'm
You
a- try to
I
save her.
start saving.
have to save it.
And then
That's
I'm
it.
like,
just be honest. That's why you don't go.
no, yeah.
Yeah, that's
plus,
the real
plus, I don't like I think they're finer girls with more mystery and like more like good feel when I'm at a club
But see, that's
than a
what-
strip club.
you going for the wrong reasons, and I get that's why
Well, I
most
should go for the food.
yes, yes.
What?
So you going like obviously in other states, that's why people go to strip club for the girls. But places like Miami and Atlanta, a lot of people go there not for the girls. They go because it's the hangout spot. So it's like a bar in other cities. You go there, like he said, DP. If it's a big game or a big fight,
Yeah.
everybody goes to strip club. Most people, they don't really care about the girls. They're
Poor
there.
strippers.
I mean,
how
they're
they gonna
there
eat?
for the.
You over there talking about how good the food is? How they gonna eat?
I mean, go in Tootsie's and see how it is. You see
They
a
ain't
ton of
getting paid?
you see a ton of tables of people eating. They got sections where it's just people eating, and then you got over there with people who just care about the girls.
So they just want to take a
Hey,
peek, a little like,
Sil.
oh, okay.
Nah, they want that fried
Tootsie's
lobster.
has a to-go
Yeah.
window where you
Oh,
ain't got to
wow.
go in the strip club. You just go get your to-go food.
Yeah, it's like a real restaurant.
That's
I
how
feel
good
you
the food
there
is.
because in Jacksonville it was a place
That's
we
how good
went
the
to.
food is. They got a
The
to-go
wings
spot.
were the best ever. I
Magic
get it.
City was like that. Strokers in Atlanta. Like
I mean,
that.
Lil
People go there
Williams
for-
got in trouble because he was like, I gotta have that fire wing. You know,
lemon pepper.
I gotta get them
he
lemon
didn't,
peppers.
I don't think he went there for the girls. He
No.
legitimately went there for the food.
I get that. Okay, so in LA, it ain't strip clubs is not it.
In New York, it's not. The strip
Okay,
clubs aren't.
exactly.
So it's the same thing. That's why
Yeah.
I said in
Hey, hold
most
on.
cities you go for the girls,
on.
but in like
Scarlett's-
Miami and Atlanta,
Scarlett's?
I mean, there's spots.
it had a
It's just not
moment, but
culture.
it wasn't really like. Scarlett's was more popular for the bottle girls than the actual
Yeah, that's why I said
strippers.
that. But waitresses be the bottom
Yeah,
bartenders.
New York is the
better
bartenders
than
that get it all. That's when they start calling them star tenders.
Y'all ever
Because-
date a bartender or somebody that worked at a strip club or somebody you knew that was always around that money, them dudes, and then y'all ever did that? You did?
Date or
Date.
frolic?
No, date.
No, I ain't date them, but I'm.
I was in a relationship with a girl who worked at the Shark Bar when it first opened in LA.
Man, in the
And it-
70s?
Huh?
In the 70s?
Right after the opening of the Apollo in New York. No, the Cotton Club. Nah, we had
Cab
a
Calloway used to
the
come in there
90s.
and buy the bar.
yeah, like the early 2000s, maybe late 90s.
Him and Wilt Chamberlain. Remember that?
Motherfucker wouldn't speak. Will, say something.
Say something, Will. Damn.
Dog, no. All right, I gotta tell the story. This is a great story. I gotta flex. Say flex right now. Flex. Okay, so we at this Shark Bar opened up out here. I think.
Flex.
Flex. Stupid. Somebody in the NFL opened it because it was big in New York or Miami.
It was in New York, Chicago, and then L.A.
Yeah. So when it came to LA, it was a thing. Yeah. But it was a dude in the NFL that owned it. So he was the homie. I think it was Chris. I want to say Chris Hale, something like that. Anyway, I knew him. So everybody trying to get in there. And this is when Shaq is here with the Kobe Lakers. So everybody was trying to go there every Friday. And I can get in like that because I knew Chris. So I would go every week, off season. And then everybody was in there. I mean, it's big time. Like, I'm not that. I just in the league. And I'm like, damn, this is dope. And I'm getting all this love because my boy own it. And I'm getting way more love than almost everybody except like a Shaq show up. And then everybody started talking about, and we saw this one waitress. Her name was Sniper. I was like, really? She got a real name. But, and I was like, and I was looking, I mean, no lie. Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture. She was it. I mean, Sniper. But her name was Sniper because nobody had ever got her number that tried. And then it was just passing around like the info, like, dog, good luck. Like, yeah, I tried. Nope. And she was just Sniper, right? So then the sociologist in me start game planning, like, there's got to be a way. And I just start watching every time I'll be there. And plus I had that access because my boy, so he talking me up. And I'm like, I'm not interested. And meanwhile, in my head, I'm like, I love you. So I'm like, okay. And then finally one day, I stayed later talking to him, played it off. She was leaving. I played the old rom-com, I'm going to walk you, or I'm going to walk out. Oh, we walking out at the same time? And then I'm going to walk you. Oh, I'm walking that way. And then I was like, how's it feel to work here and all that stuff? How's Chris and all that? And then she was just like, you're nice. Like, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm big game hunting. I ain't nobody different. But I end up, because she was so beautiful and the reputation was stellar, I actually dated her. But then I can't lie to y'all. I was like, when she would go to work, I was like, I wonder how much she made today. I wonder who she waited on today. And then she didn't cheat. I don't know. But it was a weird relationship because I never dated somebody who would just be experienced around all of what we go through and then be like, no, I'm good. And I was like, shit.
She wasn't a dancer. She just was
she was a waitress. And it wasn't even a strip club. Oh, okay. It wasn't a strip club.
The interesting part about that to me is that she was the one that nobody else could get, but then when you got her, you were worried about somebody else getting her.
Because I knew how many shots on goal.
I know, but that's
all the homies.
But that's a real interesting part of human nature.
Yeah.
You knew what her tendencies were, and her tendency wasn't to mess with anybody else in there.
Yep.
And then you had to actually bring out sociopathic behavior.
I know.
To get her attention.
Yep.
But then you were worried about her reverting into something else.
And he didn't get the number inside. He got it outside.
I got it outside.
I would have just thought my game was that tight. And that's it. I wouldn't even have worried about the other ones. I would have been like, my game is that good.
I wanted to say that, but my deep either insecurity or realization was,
Shaq is in there.
No. No, it wasn't even that. It was
big bank, take little bank.
You know how they say, like, you got to believe,
Baby Shaq.
You got to believe you're unique, but you're not special or something like that. Like, if I got there, if I game planned it, there could be a private jet, I don't know, Leonardo DiCaprio, like, if I got there, could somebody else get there with another game plan?
Really, what you were feeling was imposter syndrome.
Yeah, because
you got it, but you didn't feel like you actually should have had it.
Should have had it. Yeah, it was a lot of that. And then
you said you went through because your boy was speaking you up.
Yeah. So it was just like weird. It was a weird dynamic but then I got over that and we had a normal relationship. Our real problem was she was kind of quiet, and I was like, oh, you wasn't dissing everybody, you just was shy. They were reading. She just was like socially, like had anxiety or whatever. Like, I don't want to be talking to all y'all. And they read it like, oh, damn, she hard to get. She was like, no, I'm just nervous around all this. And like, it's too much. I'm not here for that. Midwestern girl kind of. So I was like, damn. Then it was like, all right, the mystique of you being a sniper is gone. It's time to be like the homie. What's up? Let's go hang. And she was like, I'm like, girl, you better wake up and let's go hang.
How long did it last?
As long as I let it. Let me stop. Yeah, about a year. I mean, she was. When I knew we was gonna break up, I still took 6 more months. Cause I was like, I kept telling. I was like, you're amazing.
Who's better, her or Tiffany?
Well, looks. Ain't nobody finer than Tiffany. What's wrong with y'all?
I mean, the way you described it, she sounded so bad. Like she was like she was it.
She was beautiful, and Tiffany is just Tiffany got me typically the
She
best
had
song
you from young though. That's
yeah,
what
the
it
best
is.
song when you're young.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Would you say that's every reason or most of the reasons why you broke with someone? You got the girl, but she's not who you thought she was. The mystery's gone.
No,
Like the sniper's
not
not a
me.
sniper, just
Not me. Most of it is I didn't really want to be single, so I start nitpicking, and my ex and what I was gonna argue about was gonna get lower and lower based on who you were and how long we were. If I was tired of a relationship, argument here. That didn't work. Argument here. Like I was just starting that. Yeah, it wasn't them. It was if I had walked in with clear mind and body and ready to get married tomorrow, if she was the one, I probably wouldn't have made it to 40. I don't think. Nothing, no diss to my wife now. It's just like I wasn't ready, so nothing could be ready if I ain't ready. You know what I mean? Y'all agree with that? Or-
Yeah.
Okay.
100.
Good. Let's get out of there before y'all get in trouble for cheating. Let me talk about motherfuckers. Y'all so scared. Thoughts on this topic? Ooh, I'm gonna start with you, Eugene. There's this trending phrase, words, black fatigue. People tired of black people, or black people tired of ninjas. I've heard both versions, but basically, it's out there. And for y'all who saw it and prepped it, especially you, I wonder what your thoughts are. Because when I first heard it, I was like, black fatigue. Ooh, that sounds bad.
Like, who made that
Who
shit
made
up?
this up? And why does it have legs?
Well, I know Richie hated that shit.
Yeah,
I did. I really did. And I was like,
Talk.
Who's the sucker that made this up? And what are they trying to influence? Because there's no black fatigue.
what do you mean made? Oh, okay, you're going there.
There's no black fatigue. There's always issues, and those issues always need to be talked about and talked through. So there's no fatigue. There's like no. I've never heard that there's Jewish fatigue.
Well,
When we're talking about black fatigue, I was thinking more about, I'm not black, so I don't know.
oh really?
You're not?
Oh God. Oh wow. All right, cut. Get your ass out
I'm
of here. homie.
confused.
What's wrong with you, boy? I hope you make it down Compton now.
Black fatigue, I'm thinking about what Justin saying last episode. I don't step out of your house thinking, oh, I'm going to get shot, or I'm thinking about the color of my skin. Something's going to judge me incorrectly. Every day I wake up, I'm not thinking about those things. So I was thinking about black fatigue from that perspective.
Oh no.
Anytime.
This is this is supposed to be a conversation of our general society or culture, if we had to say mainstream culture, is tired of black people in many regards of the victimhood or always reparations or the violence of our community or the hip hop culture, like all the things good and bad. Because you got to admit this. Being a black person, I think our culture is worn on the outside more than any other culture.
You think?
No. Well,
It is.
yeah, but there are other colors, other cultures that's close to us in color that ain't even close to us in that resonance. Like mainstream culture is mainstream, whatever that blend is. But it seemed like whatever black people are going through, everybody know that and everybody sees that. Am I?
We're the minority, but the majority.
Yeah, it feels like the majority influence, and I don't know if it's just because I'm black. I just be like, damn, they know all our issues. Like everything you're trying to keep in the house, that the door is open. It seems like
We also
I don't know
talk
what the
about it too
Korean issues are of today, Korean American of today, but I bet he knows Angel Reese is thinking that the fever are racist. You know what I mean?
You know
Like,
what that
it's
is
weird.
too, though?
Huh?
Because we go through so much, we talk about it a lot more than everybody else. And a lot of other cultures don't really put their stuff out there. They keep it more in-house.
Yeah. But that sounds like the first page of this book. But everybody's here and everyone has Twitter or X and everyone's talking. And then if, all of us are people who we work with others, like we hang with others. We're not just in the black box, etc. They got issues, but it don't seem like they got a megaphone for those issues, or the world ain't talking about their issues. And that's what black fatigue is. We tired of hearing all these black issues.
Well, if they are, so fucking what? You're going to
Okay.
keep hearing about them. And, we're living in the land of dog whistles now. And I saw this as another dog whistle, just like DEI is a dog whistle and things like that. And it's like that movie, Don't Look Up. The real issue is up here. Keep your eyes on this level, right? And that's what I saw this as. And I was like, who came up with this? I need to know the origin of it.
Okay.
Because people who are affected shouldn't be tired of talking about what affects them.
Well, can you say this? And I'm prying. A lot of times people don't know how to read me. I pry because I like to hear more of you. Even if I'm in agreement, I will pry and you be thinking like, I don't agree. Is there a understanding for those who are fatigued of black issues? Like, do you see where they're coming from? Because I'm a firm believer that things come up because things are. Now, you may disagree with what it is, but it is. You know, like when Angel Reese was mad or they were talking about angry black woman. You could say, how dare you? And here you go with this trope and all that. But then, let's be real. Look at your auntie, a couple of them, cousin here and there. We know some angry black women. We know angry women of all colors. But angry black woman is, whether you are one or not one, it is. So is this something, black fatigue?
You know, there are a lot of groups that are being advocated for at any given time.
I love that.
Right? And just because I don't particularly want to engage in an LGBTQ conversation doesn't mean that conversation shouldn't be going on.
Facts.
And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be having their conversations. I'm not saying that the Jewish conversation shouldn't be had because it doesn't affect me. I'm not saying that there's Jewish fatigue. People don't even use those terms, right? I'm not saying that there's Palestinian fatigue because or Ukrainian fatigue just because it doesn't affect me or maybe not be on my radar that day doesn't mean it shouldn't still be talked about, and the people who it does affect should be talking about it.
Now, here's this last layer with this, because this is fascinating. There's a social dynamic. There is no Jewish fatigue, and you could say because people are scared of the Jewish power in some of these industries. There's no Korean fatigue, etc. But that doesn't mean it didn't snow. It just didn't snowball. So they all get dropped on Twitter as a hashtag probably. Korean fatigue, black fatigue, Jewish fatigue. And then black fatigue gets legs and becomes a hashtag that trends. And then Korean fatigue does not. Because I'm just assuming, but they've tried probably other ways. Oh, we're still talking about this issue and this issue, and then it just goes away. But black fatigue didn't go away. Why? What's that energy?
Well, going back to full circle to where we started with this thing, popularity and impact.
Ooh, let's go.
Our culture impacts the world, and people watch our culture constantly.
Black culture.
Yeah. And it has a big impact on the world. So I think people watch it constantly, and I think there are forces that don't want that to happen. So, things like this come up.
So when you talk about fatigue, and I'm thinking about one of the commenters called me out on this, right? So I mentioned like the Japanese internment camp, but didn't allude to there were reparations for that. People that were in the internment camp, they're all passed away now. I think the last survivor passed away recently, but they were all paid a certain amount of money, and there were apologies made, but that never happened with the black community. The reparations still being discussed, and nothing's still come out of it. And I was looking at some polls too. Outside of the black community, the majority are against reparations for the black community, including the Asian community. I think it was 32% for black reparations. So there's more to it there's always been a black versus white narrative for everything, whether it's sports, politics. We turn everything into the white versus black card. You don't hear that with whether it's a Hispanic, Latino person or an Asian person. You don't see the same level of that narrative.
And you picked this moment, my brother, to have your phone off silent.
That's that kid law.
Oh yeah, you gotta go.
No, I'm good right now.
Oh, you okay? You down for your people? You gonna stay a little longer?
No, I got my parents in town.
Oh, okay,
So,
yeah.
that's-
And on that note, real quick, since you interrupted us, where are your parents from?
They from here?
Like Queens and all that?
Yeah. Well. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh God, that's a lie.
No, I was gonna say my
Where they
father.
from? I looked at your mom and dad. I was like,
No, my father's from down south. My mother's from Brooklyn, but they've been living in Queens for 40 years.
oh, so they
from down south.
South Carolina.
They FBAs. What does Terry call himself? Foundational Black Americans.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
I thought I saw some saint in some of them. No,
Some what?
Some saint.
Saint Lucian.
Like,
so
one of them
I'm saying.
saints.
Nah,
Like,
they
oh,
straight,
okay.
They straight from here.
Oh, okay. She
Have you ever
said
taken the
Knicks.
test?
She said Knicks different than
I
her.
haven't. My grandmother is my grandmother's father is from Bermuda.
I knew it. I knew one of y'all had water in y'all. I could just tell. I was like, that lazy.
That lazy.
that Moana in your
Island time. Island time.
My
Call it lazy
grandmother's
island
father.
time.
You
So
look at
that's-
me, you see asphalt and concrete. Look at you, I see
me.
water.
He look like a regular Black American.
I'm messing
Hey,
with you.
girl, what's been
Yeah,
bothering
yeah. He look like he could make a mean margarita.
you? Oh, you got a cousin named Dexter.
Tiki punch.
Dexter and Trevor.
He's like beans tonight. And all right, so keep killing black people.
Well, the Asian fatigue, and the reality is I think most of us, most Asian culture, like the Koreans, Japanese, Vietnamese, Chinese, are doing well, right? Compared to the rest of the minorities, on average, they're doing.
Japanese Americans are doing the best over white Americans. Yeah, they're number one right now.
And there's
and
a reason
Nigerians up there too.
And there's a reason why we've been labeled as the, what do you call it, the model minorities. Right? We didn't put up the same fight as the black community that didn't, fall for that stereotype. What was that was it the 70s or 80s? When we were trying to bring more Asians and Latinos over, it was based on qualification. But guess who came over? The nurses, the medical. That's how my mom came over. She's a nurse. Most of my Korean friends, their parents were nurses who came here because they were allowed to come here, just because they had that medical background.
I love the fact that you said fight, because if you really, and a historian, especially of recent times, let's say the last 60, 80 years, civil rights era, etc. The fight, like a lot of people were talking about how black people was fighting for their rights, but that fight was with the government, and because of laws, legislation, and then that fight turns into you fighting the government, and then you need the government's assistance, which became the welfare state, and then all of a sudden that undermined black families, black culture, because then the fathers were leaving the home because the women were incentivized to be on welfare. And the next thing you know, you look up, you got all these homes that are fatherless. All that started with a fight before the fight with the government as black people, Reconstruction, post-Reconstruction, the 50s, we were at our best. Nuclear families were the strongest, education was high, etc. Not integrated, segregated, but thriving. And then all of a sudden, it became this tug of war with the government that obviously the government's going to win. So the black people didn't get reparations. That's why the Japanese, et cetera, were
even
able
during those, what I read is even when we were fighting, even the Asians, we were segregated too.
Yeah.
But instead of fighting with the black community, my understanding is we try to not be affiliated with the black community. We're not black. We don't want to be like the black people. Treat us differently, and and that's what my understanding is. That's what happened. We
it was a
disassociated
distancing
with the black community.
The black people took a lead in this civil rights, and it wasn't just for black people. It was for women's rights. It was for the starting of LGBTQ, all those rights, like everything. But the black people became the symbol, the face of it. We were dealing with the most, so we did the most.
We're the only group that people want to get over it. Everybody else got something out of it,
Yeah.
but they want us to get over it.
So you're for reparations?
I don't
Or
know
you-
how you could ever make reparations work, but even back to you're going to get 40 acres and a mule, that was a lie.
Yeah.
And think about how much that would have changed things. Ownership brings generational wealth, and there's no expiration on generational wealth.
Nope.
So we can't get over it because it keeps affecting us.
Yeah.
So we have to keep bringing it up. Everybody else, Japanese, got reparations.
I mean, it's a bigger number too. There were 82,000 Japanese that got the reparations. I mean, I'm sure that's a small number compared to what we're talking about for black reparations.
Right. I don't know how you could make reparations work. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't heard a plan that was actionable.
I mean, they give
yet.
trillions of dollars to other countries.
Sure, and I'm not saying
There's a plan in action if they really wanted it.
I'm
to
not
be
saying
in
that
action.
you can't.
No, I
I'm just
get you.
saying I don't know what that.
They were like,
Yeah, I don't know what it would be either.
Right, the
but I know
plan-
if they
the-
wanted to, they
right,
could.
and the plan was 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
And they lied about that. That was a flat out lie. Nobody got 40 acres and a mule. Think about if that had happened. Things would be different.
I give you a discount. I don't even need the mule.
Right,
I learned. Like, give me the 48. Man, generational wealth is. This is what Martin Luther King, they said, finally came to the realization, or at least started professing, when he went from civil rights to silver rights, which is money talk. Money talk. And I remember people used to kill me when I used to stop in any conversation when it was race, culture, education, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, dog, however you get to that money is going to change you and your family's lineage. And maybe that's a lazy deduction, but I swear, if you're able to fail forward, which I think that's what life is about, because it's always evolving. We're going to look back at this podcast, not us, but people, 100 years from now, and be like, what the hell was that? Like, it's going to look like reel to reel. It's going to look a mess, like film strip. They're going to be like, what was y'all doing in that, sitting on those things and that screen that keeps fading out? Like, it's going to look a mess. And so if you're able to fail forward means I'm still alive and a chance to thrive. And then you finally hit it, because after a certain while, you sit at the table long enough, you're gonna hit a hand. So then you hit, and then that multiplies. And I know families, you know families that have benefited from that. And I know families that don't have anything to start with, like mine. And so everybody's pulling on me to get them there. And I feel great and horrible that I help, but I can't help all y'all. I ain't got that boat. This boat got a maximum capacity.
Right.
It got itty bitties, my wife, couple cousins, you know what I mean, the homie. It's not a generational wealth boat.
That's right. And
they don't understand that you got to worry about your future. They worry about what you can do for them right now. And they understand that you got to worry about kids, everything.
Yeah.
You got to extend this out. Like when I was playing, they see what they see on the bottom of the clicker, but they don't know Uncle Sam. They don't know what incentives you got to hit to get that, if you hit the incentives to get that, because what's reported is just reported on the paper. Your agent or whoever going to report the highest number and make them look good, but it's a whole bunch of other stuff that goes around that with those contracts that people don't know.
well, and without even getting into the politics of it, look at the two people at the tip of the spear right now. Trump got money from his father.
Yes, he did.
Elon Musk's father was an emerald miner
Yes, he
in
was.
South Africa.
Yeah.
Is it a
Coincidence?
coincidence? I mean, come on now. It just open your eyes and look. But we're supposed to get over it. We're not supposed to want it. And-
Okay. Let me defend those who are saying get over it. And I will say this spirit is real, whether you agree or not. If you're in a race, if you're on a team, you have a contest, and you've come to the realization, let's use our favorite sport, track, and you get the baton in the mile relay, and it's your leg, and you 20 behind, there is no time for you to be like, dog, why y'all getting smoked? You the anchor leg. It's time to make up that ground, right? And there's a moment of truth where you can either A, be a little disgruntled because y'all gave me the baton 20 back. I'm fast, but do I catch all of them? You try your best. But mentally, and how it acts out in this world is you get the baton, your generation, you gonna have to run as fast as you can. And anytime you are looking in a different lane, what are they getting? What do they got? What are they doing? Whenever you are not looking at the proper angle, right, we're supposed to look, you're looking too high or too low, you're not as effective as efficient. So maybe, figuratively, as black people, just run the race and catch up your leg. And you're like, I can't. But that, whether you say you can or can't, you're right. And I think that maybe what's fueling black fatigue is like, dog, no one's had it perfect. Some people have gotten reparations, some haven't. Italians were marginalized. Japanese, marginalized, they got their reparations. Native Americans, marginalized, they got their support. And I know we didn't get our support. We didn't get the officials saying, nah, bump them up in the race. But are we going to just run that race? That was my devil's advocate. Do you understand that philosophy?
I do understand that philosophy, but let me use the same exact analogy from track. 4x4 state finals last year. One of our runners was coming off of a bad hamstring injury, right? So she was way behind, meaning in her training and her ability to run her best race, right?
Yeah.
My daughter gets the baton, and she runs the race of her life. And she runs a 54. She runs the fastest time, fastest split in the state finals of California.
Get some.
They still came in second.
I'm about to say they still came up
They still
short.
couldn't catch up.
Yeah.
Because the other girl didn't falter enough for my daughter to catch her.
I
She
love
made
it.
up ground,
Yeah.
but she couldn't catch her.
Okay.
Now, if her team had been at full strength the whole time and my daughter ran that race, they would have won.
But here we go. Let's torture this analogy. We as a people are not in a 4x4. There's a 5x4, 6x4. So you ran a leg and then you handed it off to your daughter. Your daughter's about to run her leg of life and she's going to hand it off. But what's happening is when we get the baton, we know the game, the race was rigged. They false started.
Somebody's way out
Somebody
there already.
way out there already, and you still gonna have to run a 54. You still gonna have to run a personal best to try and close this gap because you have no option. You know how it is when you get the baton. Ain't no time to think, no time to blink.
Right.
And I wonder if we are ever gonna get psychologically in a place where that's what they got spikes. I got on regular shoes. Oh, my shoes untied. Or, oh, they got me in the wrong lane and my baton and the race is over there. Are we gonna get past that? Or are we just gonna keep saying this race, they got it. Because we are getting passed up, as we all know, socioeconomically. We're at the bottom in most categories, like more than we should be. Let's say that. Latinos are winning in population. They passed us, I think, in income. Last time I checked, the Japanese passed white people. White people sitting there like, all right, we try to stay in our number 2 spot. Native Americans are bunkered. Like, where?
Listen,
What's this?
What people should be worrying about is when black people start feeling fatigued about being black and decide to go more extreme on the process of catching up. And that's what we saw during George Floyd. Because that's when the uprisings came. That's when this country who tells us not to be violent, when everything violent has happened to us, when shit started moving is when people started breaking shit.
Breaking shit, and look,
That's when the country started really taking.
Look,
taking,
we
taking
got
order.
here off of violence, and now don't be violent.
Right. We can't complain about our shit, and we can't be violent. But everybody else has been violent. The country's been violent towards us.
Yeah.
And when the George Floyd changes started coming was when folks started tearing shit up.
Yeah.
You hate to say it, but that's the facts of it.
And George Floyd was different than, let's say, Watts riot and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was the first time you started seeing tearing shit up is like not my shit, y'all shit. Like, remember all the robberies and stuff? I remember growing up, and I wasn't trying to promote violence because I'm not a violent person or anything. But I was like, I'm smart. I ain't stupid. So I'm like, I'm talking to all my friends who are in the gangs and all this stuff, and I said, why y'all do that shit over there, dog? Like, I ain't even been over there. I never crossed Wilshire till I was like 20. Like, in the Wilshire area we all be now, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know what Rodeo Drive was. I grew up on Rodeo. By Dorsey. I ain't no rodeo. Never.
Hey, I used to call that rodeo for a minute when I.
Yeah, because we ignorant or we trying to fake it. Like, oh, we on rodeo. No, this is rodeo. But the point is, I was like, why don't y'all go over there with that shit? I'm not lying. And right now, you're seeing it with all the burglaries that happen, all this stuff. There's a randomness
that's not the
to
black
crime.
Community, though. That's not black people.
What are you talking about?
The burglaries?
No. I'm not saying it's the black people. I'm saying crime has now have no borders. When I have a problem, I don't just keep it in my own vicinity and locale with my problem.
And neither does protest.
Right, but it used to be Watts got a problem with mainstream America, burn up Watts.
Right, right.
And then it was like Compton got
burn up Rodeo.
now they were robbing Rodale. They were robbing
We're gonna
Encino.
shit, man. I live in Studio City. Every building in Studio City had boards up.
They got boarded up.
Everyone. And then the windows in there false flag and saying, putting up handwritten signs, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, no, motherfucker, you don't even look at me when I'm walking past you with my dog. Now all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter. Yeah. You know what I mean? So once shit starts getting broken, people start listening. And that's what I'm saying is when black people really get fatigued with the system and the black fatigue of the work it takes to be black in the country and really start deciding to tear shit up and ganging together, which is what the Black Panthers were doing. They were like, this is a monetary thing. Yeah. This is financial war. So black people aren't the only poor folks. Let's gather all the poor folks and try to even this score up. And that's why it was so important for the FBI and all of them to quell that whole uprising, because they didn't want the poor people getting together and say, we don't like this.
It's way more of us than
There's way more of us, and together we're way stronger than what you're making it.
You know what's tough? And you guys get off your last round because we're going to get out of here because one, pickleball's coming up, but two, Just Blaze just keeps going to sleep. And I just think...
That's all I'm laughing, God. Hey, that's all I'm
He like,
laughing.
it's both of
I
us.
caught his ass.
if you don't get your SALAAM out of the cooler, he over there dozing. He like, boy, I know in Black history he got an F.
I heard a little.
We looked at each other.
I
Like that.
caught you in the middle of dinner doing that.
Dog, I told you he a narcoleptic. He a narcoleptic. I told him
I
he
don't
always
get,
denied.
I don't get no sleep.
He don't get no
Because
sleep.
for narcolepsy, it means you fall asleep like
Anywhere.
That is you.
anywhere, anytime.
Dog, you fell asleep
Anytime.
over dinner with us in Koreatown.
At night, in the evening.
That was 7 p.m.
That's at night.
I mean, it's dark sometimes.
Yeah, that's nice
Daylight
time.
living. You fell asleep just now. It's not dark.
I don't get no sleep.
It is 2 o'clock. I haven't been to sleep. What your mama had you up to doing that jerk cheek.
Richie had a powerful message, but it was going for about 20 minutes.
You're like, damn, hurry up and damn uprise. Revolt, motherfucker. Hurry.
But different kind of black fatigue.
Right, he got
That was
We got the best joke in there right so far. Episode 31.
that was a good joke.
That is the best
That
joke.
was a good.
Dog.
That was racist.
That is,
I'm just like,
you got black fatigue is the best joke.
that was good.
How did we all miss that? He the one started the hashtag.
That was good.
All right, y'all. We catch up with y'all later. Peace. I ain't gonna finish my.
Right. I'm glad he said that. No one chooses football. Football chooses you. It's so crazy people still stuck in Patrick Mahomes in the offense. I'm like, do you see these numbers?
Marcellus Wiley on the rocks.